There we are. What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide, and I'm back with another Saturday night smoke sesh, so to speak. I'm already pretty fucking baked, and I'm only gonna get more baked throughout this. This is already on. Excellent. So I'm working on a comic. Okay, and there's it's no secret that I've been working on this comic that's going to be in CINEMA187 issue 6. All right, I finally came up with a name for the fucking thing. It took a long time. I was kind of settled on Vomit Funnies for a while, and then I was trying to kind of be cutesy with it and try to like come up with some sort of slick name. Like I thought Sick Bowl Funnies, because there's a reference to a bowl in the comic, and Sick Bowl is also like like a puke bucket basically. So there's that. And then last night during a fucking ink session on page 15 of my comic, let me just clarify that. Page 15 of the comic, I came up with the title. Okay, so very happy with that. And I don't know if I'm going to reveal that in this stream or if I'm going to wait and do it in a standalone sort of promo video. But basically, it's coming along very nicely. I've got the front cover is complete, not like laid out and like it's ready to ink form or stage, but I have it like the rough draft of the cover is done, so I'll be able to and I'm very satisfied with it. I just need to play around with a few different things, and it'll be all set. But I also last night inked 2 fucking pages, and I've done sort of layouts for 7 more pages, and that's going to put me at still needing about 4 or 5 more pages. So call it like another 12 pages and we should be okay. So what's going on, Josh? How you doing, dude? But the thing about this fucking comic that I'm learning is microns, like these fucking micron pens, man, that I get from the art store. This is just a box of them because they didn't have any elastic, so they just gave me this. But 03. All right, I've made it no secret that I'm a 03 junkie. There's like, how many in there? 3 brand new 03s, 2 brand new graphic 1, which I fucking love this one, dude. This one is so good. It's good for like outlines, like for bold outlines, and going around the speech bubbles and shit like that. I grabbed this random one. It's a 05, which is a number that I don't usually ever get, but it's like a light gray. And I just thought that was interesting. I'd never seen those. Like, I mean, I have colored microns, but this is like, it's different. So I was like, dude, I got to at least check that out. One thing that with this new comic, much like Blood Drunk, which was the last sort of big comic project that I did for the last issue of 187, there was some red involved. And with this one, there's also some red. I haven't really unveiled any of the pages. I've sent some pages to people and shit like that, but I haven't really, publicly posted about it. So I'm not going to until I'm done it anyway. Same. Gene Paul's in the house. Gene Paul, what's going on, brother?
Say less. What's up?
I was just saying, because like I'm fucking working on this comic, and I finally got a name for it, and I'm gonna say it eventually tonight, but like last night, dude, I did 2 pages, and I'll show you one of them right now if I fucking can. But yo, dude, I'm very inspired right now, and I'm fucking just 2 pages in one night is like legendary for me, man. That is no easy fucking feat, especially since like what I was getting at was like, so this is the page that I did last night. One of the pages I did last night, and I think it turned out pretty fucking fun. I had a good time doing it.
So are these established characters or no?
Yes, these are established characters. That's filth. Okay, so they're established. They're only established for me because I'm like the only one that's fucking seen them is me, really. But yeah, these characters, like this is page 15 out of probably going to be like close to 30. So I'm about like halfway done. Well, I would say more than halfway done. I don't want to like show too much about this because I really want it to be like a surprise when motherfuckers see it. But what I was getting at was these fucking microns. One micron is good for about one page that's an 8.5 by 5.5 piece. After that, dude, the tip for me is fucked. You know, people I've looked shit up. People say, oh, don't press hard. It's like I can't I can't adjust the pressure that I always use. And one thing that I found recently on because I've been drawing on this card stock, this like decent paper, and it's sort of like when you first press the micron to the paper, it's almost like when you put a Sharpie to a piece of paper and it like spreads out, like there's like a like you know what I mean, there's like a blowout. And I was like noticing that, and I was like, what the fuck is this nonsense? Because you know, I'm also not interested in spending $3.89 every fucking time I want to use a micron. They're like one use for me now.
No, I get that, man. Like when I was doing my stuff, like same thing. Like now I would be drawing on, like say comic book board or one thing called like Bainbridge board, which is like very porous and stuff like that. You can't go at that with I used to do brush and ink, right? So the more porous it is, you might want to start investing in buying bottles of ink and brushes.
I mean, I have done that, but I just the only thing that's good for me is like blacking out like an area because like to actually outlining it with a brush is hard as fuck.
Yeah, because your shit's super fine. Like you got a lot of detail. Your shit always reminds me of like early days, like Pushead suicidal tendencies, like style stuff. Like like you like way you do it. So like yeah, you're doing a lot of line work. So it's like I mean you're going to burn through your micros. Like what are they 0.5s or 0.2s?
I use 0.3 is the one I use the most. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like say you bought a kit. So you buy a kit and it goes like 2, 3, 5, and there might be 2 5s in there and 2 10s. It's like a set, whatever. I mean, you'll go through that in no time, but it ends up costing you like fucking $30. Like they're not cheap.
No, well, that's why I don't buy like those like sets unless I have no fucking choice because I own like I said I use the 03 and I use the fucking like I use like 3 of them basically like all the time, and it's starting to like get annoying that like every fucking time I'm done a page it's like okay, gotta use a new one because like the one side of this tip is fucked and it just pisses me off.
Yeah, I gotta grab a beer. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, they got these fucking pens called like rapidographs, and Crumb was famous for using those. And Cartoonist Kayfabe did like a really cool breakdown on how to use them and shit like that. But they're like $50 fucking pens. You know what I mean? Like $50. It's like, you know what? Maybe I'm crazy because I've spent hundreds of dollars on microns. So if I had to just bought like one fucking Rapidograph 03, it would solve my problems. Dead Recliner's in the house. What's going on, dude? Josh Busy's in the house. No, I just wanted to fucking pop on here. Like I said, like last night, dude, I was up late as fuck drawing. Just having a blast. Honestly, this is the Evil Dead comic that if Filthy Ralph was in the Evil Dead story, that's what this is. You know what I mean? It's coming out pretty fun. There's a lot of horror references, especially like on the last couple pages. There's one page where there's like 4 horror references on one page. And it's really good. I can't wait to like print it. Like I know it's going to be in 187 number 6, but it's also going to fucking I'm also going to print like standalone copies like I did with Blood Drunk and then just take around and leave at bookshops, different places like that. And
well, you come
I like
late.
the idea of someone finding it at like a laundromat and being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like some guy's washing his underwear, finds a copy of the Filthy Ralph comic, and is just like entertained for fucking 5 minutes. It's just
I've got some 187 stickers stuck around the city here in Mount Pearl, and I use like a thing is like used for like extender for like
oh, I've seen them,
a camera, whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't have a cell phone. I don't use cell phones, so I use that anyway. So I'll put the lip out on it there. I saw it. and so I'll stick it up super high so it gets stuck. So I got a bunch of your stickers stuck around the city.
Awesome.
But with that said, I mean, there's no website, there's no nothing on it. It's just random people looking at it like it's graffiti, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's graffiti, right? So it's just
Yeah.
guerrilla marketing. But your art, I mean, I've known you a long time, and I've watched your art grow. Your art has gotten a lot more precise and a lot more detailed and stuff like that. So it's no wonder you're going through pens the way you're going. I mean,
Mm.
I ain't trying to hype you up, but like it has gotten better. I mean, you just take, like, for example, take Cammy. Like, you look how when she started, and not look at it now. It's just practice. That's all it is, and it's not about
Yeah.
like you going out in Minecraft and doing, say, in Minecraft, doing spray paint in Minecraft, and your Minecraft spray paint has gotten better. It has gotten better over the years, right? So, like, all that shit. So
Well, that's the thing. Like when it comes to drawing or like anything, like playing guitar or any of that bullshit, like the more you fucking do it,
are you
and,
playing
and
any
like
guitar? I
honestly,
know.
dude, like
Are
if like it's all about practice. Because like for probably 2 years, I was kind of in like not like a rut or whatever, but like I was drawing like the same bullshit over and over again. I just would draw like a skull like constantly, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me try to make some more Filthy Ralph comics. And then I'm glad I did, because now it's just turned into this like, like this one I'm working on is technically the 8th issue
But
of
you
Filthy
still
Ralph.
have, but one thing throughout it, you've maintained your style. And like I said, when I said to you, like, it reminds me of, like, so it's not Mike Muir who used to do suicidal tendencies. It's one of his siblings or whatever used to do suicidal stuff. I can't even say that, unalive tendencies. Anyway, it's like, but your stuff has progressed. Like, you've gotten more detailed and more compact, and you've been able to produce more. But, like, going back to what you're saying, like, you're going through your material more. So if anybody wants to throw a super chat up to contribute to this, great. If anybody wants to contribute to this,
I can't get you can't get super chats until you fucking are
well, if
like the
anybody wants
next
to,
step up.
reach out to 18, what's the link? 187 for the fan team.
Cinema.187 on Instagram.
There we go. Hit it up.
Fuck
All that, it's not going in his pocket. It's going towards fucking
going towards dope and food.
Drawing material.
It's going towards a tray five from the dispensary and a fucking burrito.
Yeah, I got rid of all my art supplies after I got separated from my wife, because I fell out of it. Like, but I'm trying to get back into it, and I just recently picked up this, and I'm trying to figure out. So give me an idea what I'm thinking. So I picked this up. The 30.
Oh, it's like a plain cover, whatever the fuck.
This is my carrying. I got a bunch there now, and a lot of them usually cost $2-3. But this is a zombie tramp, Dan Mendoza. So this one here would cost me $30, but I didn't have to pay for it. But anyway, so what I want to do on the front, I want to do Leona Quigley as zombie tramp. That's what I want to do. But not in the style that he does it, in my own style. So in my own style, when I used to do it was like when I was doing tattoo art, I used to go by Ghost Rider. The best way I can describe it, if anybody knows the art of ever seen the show Oblongs?
Oh yeah.
Right? I
Down in the valley where the chemicals rain.
Exactly. Yeah. I do it in that style. So, like, that's waiting for Bob's Burgers and all that stuff. Like, I do it that way. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it lends to everything and whatever. It's very cartoony, whatever. But I want to do a Leona Quigley, Return of the Living Dead, 3. Is that right?
No, it's the first one.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead and Leona Quigley homage cover to that. And where I'm
like at what part, when she's on top of the fucking grave, like stripping and all that, or
no? I want
later on when she's actually zombied out.
I want to do a scene where she goes up against that guy with the spike hair, and he kind of turns her away. He's like, have some self-respect. And she turns around. There's a scene where she turns around, and this guy with the spike hair, the punk guy, and he's like, whatever, but like, you're in a graveyard, bro. Calm the fuck down. But I want to do that scene. But that the whole concept kind of comes from the thing that I loved when they did it was a comic book called Stray Dogs. I loved when they were doing all the homage covers to whatever, blah blah blah. And I tried to round up as many as I could. I got a bunch of Stray Dogs there. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a Stray Dogs, one that they didn't do, which was they didn't do a Terrifier one. So I want to do a Terrifier one of that. And I got Terrifier 3 in there on cam. It's a cam version. But I got that there waiting for Halloween night. I'm going to watch that, turn off all the fucking lights. I got some Skittles, get some popcorn. Might order a pizza, might not, might just make one at home. But I'm going to watch that, put it on my big TV there, my 60-inch screen. And even this cam version, the cam versions, I checked it. It's a decent version. It's a little dull, but it's full. It's good. So I'm stoked, bro.
I can't do the cam versions, man. That's too fucking whack.
Oh, dude, listen, you take what you can get, right? You take what you can get. I'm not joking.
Why don't you just wait? Why don't you wait until you can watch? Like, you can pirate it, but wait till it's fucking better quality.
Well, I'll watch it when it's better quality. For example, like I watched Long Legs when it came out as cam quality. Whoever does this and put it up on the site that I use, it's consistent. It's one person who puts it up, and they do a really good version.
Is it like that episode of Seinfeld where fucking Jerry's filming the fucking things and he's like,
no,
have you seen that episode?
No shaky cam. This is very stabilized cam, whatever. There and it's dulled. Like whoever's doing it, the mic is cued to the screen. It's not, so you don't hear people laughing, you don't hear popcorn munching. It's good. The only problem is when you get a cam version,
it's good.
It's good. When you get a cam version, though, the problem is, like I said, with this, it's a little dulled. That's all. It's a little dulled version, like color-wise.
It sucks. And then someone always gets up and fucking walks past and fucking.
You take what you can get, though. Like I said, so Halloween, I'll take what I can get. Like I'm not. Look, I got anxiety issues. I ain't going to a fucking theater paying $30.
Why don't you? Hey, why don't you just watch classic?
I've been doing that all month. I mean, so what did I watch? Oh, you know what I've been watching? And it's a great show. Anybody who has not ever seen the show, is called Masters of Horror. There's 2 seasons of it, and each episode it either features. Every episode is directed by a different director who has maybe some acclaim on whatever they did. It might be the director of Scream. One is John Carpenter. One is Dario Argento did one called Jennifer, which is great. But anyway, there's 2 seasons of it. It's great. And even if it doesn't have a great, it's not featuring like one of the first things. I forget who was directing. It was Joe Dante, and I don't know what Joe Dante is known for, but I'm sure I can look it up and be like, okay, that's a decent horror film. It had Angus Scrimm in it. Dude, I'm gonna watch it simply for Angus Scrimm. You know, Tall Man, right? Anybody don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it for Tall Man, period. So, but it was good. It was good. It was. Anyway, I ended up watching. They're all an hour long, and I was supposed to go to my mom's house today, and so I ended up watching that. I was like falling asleep, and I was like, oh, I'll throw something on. And, there's nothing up. I was like, okay. I started watching Master of Horror. I was watching like 7 episodes, so 7 hours of it, just like marathoning this shit. I'm telling you, Masters of Horror. If you haven't seen it, download it, check it out, buy the box set, buy the steel box, whatever you gotta do, check it out. It's an old one of the original HBO shows, and it's good. Soundtrack
it was Mick Garris that set that show up, and he's done a bunch of really good interviews with famous horror directors and stuff. And there's actually a really old one that has Mick Garris, David Cronenberg, John Carpenter, and John Landis all in the same stage, and it's a really good. It's cool to see. Like that's during the making of like Videodrome, the making of The Thing, and it's like these guys, like, you know what I mean? Like they're making a movie, but to us, it's like they're making like our fucking favorites. Like that's when they were making them.
Well, that's what I was saying. My favorite episode so far I've seen. One is done by now the John Carpenter one was weird. It had a very Cronenberg feel to it, which was weird for him.
Was it called Cigarette Burns or some bullshit like that?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It almost had like a
I think I have it.
Human Centipede feel. I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, but I the one I really loved was the John Landis one called Dear Woman, or it was about the woman who is based on like an Indian legend, where
the deer feet. Yeah.
That was fucking great. Mrs. was smoking hot in it. I loved it. And anyway, but it was funny. It was cool. And there was a point in the show too, like it was comedic too, right? Like the guy was like kind of tongue in cheek. He's like almost like a Mulder character put to the side, like he fucked up as a cop and whatever they put him to whatever. And there was a point he was pointing out, and he's like, "No, man, he was talking to the the commissioner. He's talking to him. He's like, no, like literally, it could be like some strange animal we don't know. Like a matter of fact, in like 1981, there was a giant wolf that attacked people in Piccadilly Circus in 1981. John Landis referring to. I mean, I thought that was
American
great.
Werewolf.
I love those little chef's kisses to that shit.
Yeah, matter of fact, I just watched American Werewolf like last week for the first time in probably like a year or two, and fuck, is it ever good?
Oh, that's a Halloween watch for me every year. Every year. I love it. My favorite scene. What's your favorite scene? I'll ask you first. What's your favorite scene in that?
In American Werewolf?
One that stands out for you.
Well, the one that stands out is that dream sequence with those like fucking Nazi like monsters. But probably my favorite scene is when he walks into the porno theater and like Jack is like really fucking all melty face sitting in the back, and he meets with all of like those people that he killed. Like I like that. That's probably my favorite scene. Like that movie, I feel like is a good pairing with Taxi Driver almost, because it has like a greasiness to it.
Came out very similar times. I can see it. I can see how it was borrowed and how they bleed into each other. But I would go with you on that. I say one of my favorite scenes is the dream sequence where the family sits down to eat, and all of a sudden, door kicks in, and we get the demon zombie Nazi kind of coming in and destroys everything. That's one of the more gory scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah, our homie Jared, JD Rod, he's got like a really insane collection of action figures, and he's got all those guys and made like a sick diorama and shit like that.
So like I think my favorite scene might be the first time he trips out and he really realizes that Jack, his friend Jack, is trying to tell him something. It's kind of the point of contingency when he realizes like there's something wrong with him when he's in the hospital.
When he visits somewhere at the hospital or
at the hospital, yeah, he's laid back and he's like trying to tell him, he's like, listen, you need to kill yourself, unalive yourself.
Beware the moon, David.
Yeah, you need to unalive yourself because, like, listen, you are going to kill. You're going to make more like us. And then I love the progression. I don't know who did the. It's not Dick Smith and it's not Tom Savini, but it's another well-known makeup artist.
Baker.
Who?
Rick Baker.
That's it. Yeah. So I mean, to me, there's three artists makeup artists that really stand out. Like when I lived in Toronto, I went to a lot of people were going to Collections International, so this is how I got informed on a lot of whatever. So like I love like Dick Smith, Ted, obviously Tom Savini, but Baker too. But I love John Landis's writing, the way he wrote. Man, he was too good for TV, so I don't know if he
wrote
ever
that.
did.
He wrote American Werewolf in London in like 1969, and it didn't get made till 1980.
And I don't know if he ever did any TV stuff other than Masters of Horror, but I don't know if he did any TV. But John Landis had a hand in obviously Ghostbusters, right?
No, he wrote or he made fuck.
There was something else more mainstream he did.
Animal House. He did Animal House.
Yeah.
I think he did Animal House. I could be wrong. I don't want to fuck. You know what? I don't listen to me on that.
But anyway, look. Anyway, there's another great one I love.
Blues Brothers. He definitely did Blues Brothers. I think, didn't he?
That one, honestly, Blues Brothers. I'm gonna be real. I maybe have seen it twice.
Dude, it's so good.
But John, I think maybe he did Animal House too. Not Animal House. Sorry.
It is directed by
European. It is directed.
Animal House, or excuse me. So John Landis, he directed Kentucky Fried Movie, Animal House, Blues Brothers, Trading Places, Three Amigos, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop 3. American Werewolf in London. He also did the music videos for Michael Jackson's Thriller and Black or White.
Yeah. Okay,
So
well, I didn't know he did black and white, but yeah, I mean, but he did so much more too. I mean, as a like you're just looking at what he did probably on IMDb, but he as a contributing or an influential,
he worked on Twilight Zone, the fucking movie, which is great.
yeah.
Um,
You know, a lot of people hold like familiar names up high, like Carpenter or Craven or Barker, Clyde Barker, but like Landis, listen, that was a big loss. Like he was a big player in whatever. But like one of my favorite episodes too
I think
from
he's
that.
still alive, dude. I'm pretty sure he's alive still.
No, I think Landis has passed recently.
No,
COVID.
no, he's alive, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought he died from COVID.
No, it must be
Okay.
someone else.
Who am I? You know who I'm thinking of? Harold Ramis. That's
He
why I
died way
was.
before COVID.
No. That's why I was bringing up the whole Ghostbusters thing too. I was thinking Harold Ramis. That's why. Anyway, I know
Cold
that
War.
what's name? His son does movies too now.
Yeah,
But
Max Landis.
another great episode, if anybody can catch it, is called Jennifer from the Masters of Horror, and it's just it's very Argento. You know, so this cop, I'll just without spoiling it, this cop walks in, it just jumps right into it. This cop, very Death Wish feel to it too, is stylized. The cop jumps in, this guy's about to fucking hack the head off a girl, and the cop shoots him, whatever for it. It goes over his beautiful blonde hair girl and turns around and her face is all fucking mangled and whatever. But she's sexy. She got to kill her body and all this stuff. But she's a monster. She is a monster. And she ends up like falling in love with whoever she swoons. She's kind of a succubus. She swoons whoever fucking whatever and ends up ruining dude's life and stuff and like kills his daughter, kills his cat, kills his dog. It's a great episode, man. And I don't know because I haven't got into season 2 yet, and it's been a while since I watched it and actually paid attention. There's one with Robert Englund, whatever the fuck. He did it. That was okay episode. You know, sometimes they focus more on the art of the actors rather than the director, but sometimes it's all about the director. But I don't know. I know they did an Argento, but I don't know if they did a Bava one. So maybe not because I
Pretty
don't.
sure he like wouldn't be Mario Bava. His ass has been dead.
Yeah, like when did he pass away?
Mario
Because
Bava
because
probably like in the
I think
80s.
the show was done in maybe again. I'm just throwing numbers out. I don't know. I mean, it was
If
done in
anybody
early
made an
2000s.
episode, it would have been his son Lamberto Bava, and I can't confirm if he did or not.
What do
I
you
actually
think?
just watched you know what? I didn't really do any like video series this October of like 31 Days of Horror or anything like that, but I have been watching stuff. Like I watched Demons 1
Yo,
recently. I watched Evil Dead. I've watched Evil Dead 1 and 2 and the remake of Evil Dead like at least 10 times in the last like 2 months because I've
did
been
you see
fucking
the somewhat it's a somewhat recent interview and I had never seen it before, but when it's Bruce Campbell, he comes out and he's talking about Evil Dead 2. And to me, obviously, and you and anybody who watched it, you'd be like, well, you know, if you watch Evil Dead 1 and then you watch Evil Dead 2, which was many years between, maybe 7 years between, if not more, um, you'd be like, wow, why would he go back to the same cabin? What is it? What you know? And Campbell kind of confirms a lot of things. Like it's it's not a sequel. It's kind of on its own. It's kind of its own thing. And I
it's
get
just taking that original idea and just taking it in a different direction,
yeah,
you know?
kind of the way that what's his name Leon, that guy who does the whole Art the Clown thing, did with Hollow's Eve and turned it into terror. They all started out as like little minis and shit, even on YouTube and stuff, right?
Well,
Um,
that's the crazy thing. A lot of fucking short films, and what I can say, a lot of them were shitty fucking short films, but had like a snappy jump scare at the end, and it was supposed to make your fucking dick like throb, and none of them did. And all those ones that got made into films, they all suck dick, man. Honestly, like I can't be bothered with dog shit made for TV, made for stream horror shit. Like honestly, when people tell me, "Oh, this movie's real sick," and almost every time I watch a new horror film, I'm always disappointed, and I always got to race home and like throw on fucking
Well,
Taxi Driver, or fucking some
I
Dawn of the Dead, just to like wash that taste out of my brain.
here's a new one that came out, and I do recommend it. And listen, I wouldn't turn you straight, okay? This
You
is one
fucking
that
you fucked me over so many times with movies. You
you know
said
what?
Longlegs
No,
was
like
good. I said that movie sucked dick. It was okay
what?
at
Name one. Name
best.
one. Name one.
Longlegs.
You didn't like it.
It was fucking. It was meh. It was meh. That fucking unfucking like the main character, like that chick in the film, I thought was awful.
I
She
thought
was
it was.
she
I
was the
thought it was
fucking
hugely.
worst, man.
I thought it was a huge homage to. And I'm not talking about Cage's perform. I thought it really made me feel like one of my like people always like hold Exorcist up high, and I'm all over the place. I know, but it made me feel like it was an Exorcist 3. Like that's what I felt like I was watching. No,
I watched
yeah.
Exorcist 3 today. I swear to God I did. And
I
that movie
love that
that
movie. I
movie
love
couldn't
it.
dude, I love it too, but that fucking Longlegs, I think it had like a really good like thing going for it, but I
It was
just thought
rushed.
that all of the interesting stuff where they could have like expanded a bit on it, they didn't, and it was like, okay, why do I give a fuck about this? I
Yeah,
don't care.
it was very rushed. It was a rushed concept and all this stuff. And I mean, ultimately, it felt like an Ari Aster film. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's more we should have been looking for. But as a viewer, like, just walking away and being like, is this a good horror film? I can see what you're saying. But again, I don't know who the director was, but it felt like an Ari Aster
It's
film, like
it's
an
it's
A24.
Osgood Perkins is his name. It's Anthony Perkins' son that made Longlegs.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Comic
no,
Crack is in the house. He says Exorcist 3 is so fucking good. It is fucking good.
hell yeah, bro. I
Dude,
I honestly
so good.
generally would recommend Exorcist 3 to people as a over. I'm not going to say Exorcist 1. I would say, like, for me, like, it's on caliber with Silence of the Lambs, if you know what I mean. And I would highly recommend Exorcist 3 over Silence of the Lambs, if that makes sense. Yeah, Silence of the Lambs
I know
has
what you
its
mean.
own.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? It has its qualities and redeeming things, and everybody loves the fucking the horses scene and kill Buffalo Bill. There's lots of great scenes in it, but
Great
for
film.
me,
Not denying that's a great film, but I think that
actually, yeah.
the Gemini killer and like the whole like just everything about that movie, like even like tonight, like I've only seen that movie like maybe this is probably the third time I've watched it, and I'm in love with Brad Dourif. Like I've always loved him as an actor, especially obviously because of Chucky. Watched Chucky when I was like a
Was
toddler.
was just interject? Was Durf one of the cops in House of Thousand Corpses? No.
No, he was a cop in Halloween 1 and 2
Okay.
by Rob Zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, good. I love those roles as well, though. Like, fuck, dude.
I do listen. I didn't enjoy all Rob Zombie stuff, and but I do love how he pays homage and gives nods to a lot of the PJ Souls and things like that. Like he throws mad respect to Sid Haig, who's a fucking legend. With Count Crack in the chat though, I do want to shout out. If you ever want to watch a great anthology show and it's filmed in Canada, and I know Canada often gets a little shit on, but you got to remember, like X Files was filmed in Canada. A lot of great stuff was filmed in Canada. Something him and Terrence and his wife worked on was called Channel Zero, and Channel Zero went for 3 seasons, I believe. And what they did was each episode they would take like a what's it called, a creepy pasta, and do it into an episode or kind of a series or whatever. I'm telling you, dude, Channel Zero is up there. It's the Canadian version of, while it's a full season, it's a Canadian version of Black Mirror. It's up there, bro. It's so fucking good. And I don't know what Comic Crack and his wife's contributions were, but I know that they worked on it because it was filmed in Canada. It was so well done. The first season where it was like Candle Cove. Then there was another one. Like I said, it was just so good, man. Anybody gets a chance, highly recommended. Go watch Channel Zero. Very
I didn't know that. I
underrated.
didn't know that Comic Crack did like worked in that field.
Yeah, I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of it, like especially season one, was filmed in. Well, I don't want to disclose where, but yeah, it was filmed in Canada anyway. But yeah, but it's really good. You would never know. Like I said, I mean, modern day, like back in the day, like Peanut Butter Solution, for example, was filmed in Canada. You could tell it was filmed in Canada. You know, if you put up Degrassi Junior High up against 90210, you knew it was filmed in Canada. You know, it was just what how
All those fucking Canadian shows, you can tell.
yeah, absolutely. But like when it comes to Channel Zero, dude, it like there was parts of that show, and I'm not just talking about season one. Season three was great. It gave me chills, and it was going up along shows like American Horror Story in its peak and stuff like that, and so it got overlooked by a lot of stuff. And Stranger Things, there was a lot of cool stuff coming out at the time, so it got overlooked by a lot of stuff because of that show, you know. And then there was other mainstream stuff like Scream Queens and things like that. So there was mainstream stuff that overshot it. There was stuff that was popular on Netflix that overshot it, and a lot of people kind of bypassed it and didn't realize. Look, if you're a horror fan, I'm sure comics are. He's already commented. I'm sure of it. It is a very underrated anthology horror show. And with that said, listen, as a fan of anthology horror, which I think a lot of us stem from, we love that. You know, we love quick synopsis. I mean, we love quick bites of horror. I mean, H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe. It's just boom, 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 boom. We love stories, just real quick. Um, you know, even as a kid, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Canada, let's go, let's go. You know, Goosebumps, filmed in Canada, let's go. American show though, but filmed in Canada. You know, so you know because it was always
Canada.
filmed in Canada. X-Files, filmed in Canada. You know.
Comic Crack says all 4 seasons were filmed in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't want to disclose the area, but yeah.
Well, didn't you want to dox him?
Well, I didn't. You
That's
know.
a fucking nerdy thing.
But
Like,
yeah, no, but like,
glasses and
but Terrence was the one who I remember having a conversation when one time, and he told me, I said, "Get the fuck out of here," and it made me kind of invest more and watch it more. There's a character in the first season, and he collects teeth, and it's dude, whoever's doing the makeup art and stuff, the special effects. There's another season
it's
where
his wife. He says Comic Crack says his wife was head of the makeup department.
it is insane. She's so
You can see
talented.
the chat, can't you? You can, if you go on the right side of the screen, there's a button there's a tab that says chat. You can open up the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I don't know what season it was, but comic CK. What is the one where it revolves around the house that they go into, and it's like an endless house. They can't get out of it. I think it might be season 3. It is such a good season too. Season 1, season 3.
Real fast. Keep
Season
talking,
1,
Sean. I gotta go pee pee.
yeah, I'll take care of it. Yeah, season 1, season 3. I believe is season 3, but that was a great one too, man. Yeah, listen, you know, I've known you a long time, CK, Terrence. Listen, give your wife a high five. Tell her she's very good at her work. Very talented. And I don't know what your contributions were, but listen, I know you got that metal, you got that dark metal. You're that nice doom metal guy. I've always known you to be that guy. I remember watching a video one time. You and your kid were playing, like, I don't know, maybe you were going through like some Warhammer shit or something like that. Anyway, I hope everything's cool with you, bro. Well, the endless house. That's it. I hope all's good with you, bro. I really, you know, you know,
Yeah, you know, you know.
yeah, I'm here rambling because I'm trying to fill time, but I do love. So like one show I've been watching recently, I've been watching a couple of anime stuff. So one thing I watched was the Adult Swim by Junto Ito, which is Uzumaki with the spiral. And it fell off. Yeah, it fell off. It wasn't great. But there's another one called Dan, I think it's called. So it's an anime, but so this guy likes this girl. There's the premise. This guy likes this girl. He's a nerd. She's cool. She is connected family wise through mediums and ghosts and all this stuff. This other guy is connected, like he loves UFOs and stuff, and so they kind of become friends, and that's what the anime is about. And it's a really cool show, man. It's Dan, or let me see what I got here. Hang on. And I'm sure somebody can probably chime in if anybody's watching. It's Dan, Dan. So if you're watching this, if you know what I'm talking about, Dan. So it says after being aggressively rejected, Momobo Asaru finds herself sulking when she stumbles across a boy being bullied. She, by her rash kindness, the alien obsessed boy attempts to speak to her about extraterrestrial interests he believes they share. She rejects his claims and she begins to tell him about how she has supernatural powers or medium powers. Anyway, great, super fun show, great anime show. Just started up. It's called again Dan. Watch it if you like anime. Watch it. It's a bit of fun.
Not bad. But one thing I gotta say before I forget, because I'm looking at it right now, I just shared a few. I just showed on the screen a couple of pages from the comic that I'm working on right now. I'm gonna tell you guys the name of it. So this is the first. You guys are gonna be the first people to know the name of this comic. And Comic Crack, you should be getting your package like any day now. I sent Comic Crack a package. I sent the guy that won the contest last week, and one other person. Oh, the guy that makes chopping head scenes. Yo, dude, one of those packages went to Scotland and it has already made it there, and I shipped it the other day. The other like just the other day. Scotland.
And before you share, just clarify what Comic Crack said there in the chat.
Just to be clear, she wasn't responsible for the special effects makeups. Oh, so she was doing makeup. Well, still sick.
Still dope.
Yeah. You should do some Garfield kids and send them in as submissions. Think your style would fit with that stuff.
I see that on that last panel that you showed, that last page you showed. That am I right? Comic, like the last panel you showed, underneath, like it was maybe the far panel over to the right. It could pass as fucking. I forget who the artist on the original Garfield Kids was, but bro, you could fucking do it. And I know you did a little series yourself.
I actually did a whole nother series. I have 16 more already made. I just haven't like posted them.
But I know that you're like, I no disrespect. I know that you're younger and you didn't grow up with that in your era. But with that said, fuck, you could have been doing it, bro.
Well, the thing is, I did grow up with them because when they got re-released back, I think they started re-releasing, like they started a whole new series when I was a kid. I was aware of them because my dad had.
It's still ongoing.
They're still making them. Like I have a sealed box of the second last season that just came out.
Well,
you can see like, right up there.
Well, yeah, it's like Pokemon. I mean, they still lend to the style, but like you're very, whether you are or not. I mean, if you're not influenced by that style, you are doing that kind of style. You could do really heavy gore shit. You know what I mean? Like I came across.
No, let me say this. So like the thing is, like, I want to like do like something with like color and stuff, and like I thought about that being it, but I also kind of want to like I want to do a comic that's like a watercolor or like something like a full color comic, because this one I'm working on. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Let me say the title of this comic. Okay. Yeah. The one I'm working on right now. This Evil Dead one that I'm working on. And one more time I'll show. This is the latest page I did for it.
And the bottom panel, that's why me and Comic chimed in. That bottom panel there reeks of GPK.
Right. So I mean, that one, and then this one right here, I think turned out really fucking good, man. So this is the one I was saying earlier. It's got like 3 fucking three references in it. It's like the top panel is like it's kind of like the Dawn of the Dead front cover with like the face coming out of the ground, and then the bottom panel here is like a Fulci zombie, and like I really like that one right there.
But do you not see how? Before you get into saying the name, I mean, bring that back up again. Bring that last page you brought up. If I was to show you some of Rick's first work that he was doing compared to this here now, I mean, obviously, practice. If any artist is watching, practice makes perfect. His not just to be able to tell a story, but his art itself is so his stippling work, his line work, his blackouts, his inks, utilization of the white, utilization of the black. Rick, you should be like, I'm proud of you, bro. You're doing really fucking, and you know I got a fine art degree, not to sound all fucking snooty, but your art has really come a long way, bro. Really,
Thank
really.
you, man. Thank you. I've been, you know what, dude? I draw daily. Daily I draw.
Yeah.
You know, and like last week I did a page a day, and Friday night I did 2 fucking pages. I was going hardcore.
But ever since I've known you, before you get into saying the name, which you're going to do next, but ever since I've known you, but ever since I've known you, you've been a creative person. I mean, you've been doing this thing or that. Like, you've always been creative, and probably half the reason why you even got on YouTube to begin with, because you were a creative person, you know? So it doesn't surprise me that you're doing this now, and you're finiting, you're narrowing in on your, honing in on your craft, you know, and really doing your thing, you know? So, but anyway, so what are we calling it?
Okay, so hold on, I gotta peel this off the wall because it's taped to the fucking wall. So this is a very rough, like this is, I just scribbled this last night. Hold on. Okay, so the comic that I'm working on, this Evil Dead comic, the title of it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so
Share full screen.
Vomit Coffin.
Like it. Love it.
Vomit Coffin. And like if you like Ralph is like grave robbing from this guy, like taking his fucking watch, but he's also puking on the corpse, and the corpse is giving him the finger.
I'm a typographer by trade. Let me see the fonts. Let me see the title head. Yeah, I like it.
So like this is gonna be refined. Like this is just me like getting down the shape of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be it. And I think on the gravestone, like right now it just says some piece of shit's grave. And like I like that.
That's kind of where you should put your signature, bro.
And see like he's puking up like a can and like a fucking remote and a lock and all that kind of shit. So yeah, it took me probably the entire time I'm working on the comic to come up with that title. I was gonna call it Vomit Funnies, but Vomit Coffin it is. It's gonna be about a 30-page comic when it's all said and done, black and white, made in Canada, baby, Ontario.
Rick,
and it's gonna fucking you know.
I genuinely believe, and maybe Com can chime in. You know,
the thing is, he's getting the Filthy Ralph comics, so he's gonna be able to. Once you've read those, you you can anticipate what this next thing's gonna be better. You know what
I mean? I know you know your influences and things like that and all this stuff. But all those early days of you know, indie books, I think you would have wound up on the rip-off press.
I would love that. I would have loved that.
That's where I would have seen you. There was one called Startling Thrills or something like that. Like I
was like Rip Off, Last Gasp, Kitchen Sink.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, I wouldn't have seen you on Kitchen Sink. I wouldn't have seen you on Last Gas. I'm telling you, Rip Off Press, like you would have been on that because your gore would have suited that so fucking perfect, bro. You should, if you were, you know how they say, if you were born in another lifetime, that's where you would have been. You would have been that guy, you know. But you would have been in all that fucking mix, you know. And even, you know, peace and love to your wife. Both of y'all as a couple, you would have been melding right into that whole scene, that whole New York scene, all that stuff, man. You guys would have been killing it. you know, because she
sure.
would, you know, you guys would have fucking just been fit right into what you were doing, man. But this all stems again from, you know, your original short videos, short stories that you were doing in the early days. I think
Oh
we're
yeah, that was
all,
like a whole other era. Was making the
yeah.
short
I
films
mean,
and shit.
we're refining it all to, we're. I don't think we've reached peak blunt. I don't think we reached paradise. I don't think we reached peak paradise yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there, bro.
I definitely think, like, you know, because I don't plan on stopping. So like after I do this Evil Dead comic, I'm not really gonna take any time off, any real time off before I start this next big project. That's a Western comic that I've been talking about for a while. It's like a Western, sort of like devil, like demon kind of, you know.
But Simon Bisley had a Western horror that he did. I forget what it was called. In maybe I know Terrence will know it. Bisley did this. It was a female character
Oh, I know what you're
in
talking
heavy
about.
metal.
IDW did a reprint of it. I
That's
forget what
what
it
it
was
was.
called.
Yeah, and they were supposed to make a show of it and everything. Like, but it was a great story. I remember buying that issue, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Around this time, too, heavy metal was like going hardcore for some reason with these adult content ones, which were like heavy with the nudity and stuff. Like, you know, it was like Milo Manera and all this stuff, like really just tits and
Well,
ass.
wait, let me cut you off real fast. So like you mentioned heavy metal. So like heavy metal has either been bought, or the people that own it are going to start it up again because they've started this whole bullshit. They
Yeah, they
made a
got
Discord and all this. I joined the Discord and stuff like that. But like my thing is, okay, if I would love to get my art in the pages of a heavy metal issue, but I feel like it's sort of like the taxi driver syndrome where like you want to go to a New York City in the taxi driver era and walk
and
40
then New
Second
York
Street
doesn't
and
exist.
yeah, like look at all the movie theaters and all that, go to like a porno and then go to across street to a deli. And you know, I mean, I'm sure you can still do that, but like that taxi driver version of that shit is gone.
Well, let
So
me just
same
let
with
me
like
just
if you got art in like the modern day heavy metal magazine, it's not like you're in there with the pages of fucking Corbin or any of those legendary monsters of cartooning, you know what I mean?
Larry, or sorry, Larry, Rick, you fill in this line when Bobby's driving his car right in the beginning when he's walking, driving down, and he's like the scumbags, the dirtbags in the sewers in the trench.
Oh,
What is,
Travis Bickle you're talking about from
yeah,
Taxi Driver?
yeah, that line that he says, that New York doesn't exist anymore. I mean, New York ain't safe, but that New York, what he's talking about, doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like that, the Warriors version, that, you know, that doesn't exist anymore. So I know what you're saying. Like,
Oh, dude, did you see that they're making the Warriors into like a musical or some shit?
just hang on, just comment with Terrence. Yeah, no, they got a Kickstarter. They're doing issue one of Heavy Metal. I forget the guy who bought it, who's run it anyway.
They're doing a Kickstarter? I didn't hear about that. I just know that there's a
Yeah, no,
Discord.
they got a Kickstarter going, and issue one they're doing Heavy Metal number one, kicking it off again, and I don't even
Yeah,
know
but
if there's any.
okay, yeah, but all right, yeah, sure. They're gonna make a new one, but is it gonna be a bunch of fucking pussies and their fucking
I,
pansified fucking stories and stuff, or is
I,
it gonna be OG? Is it gonna be
I,
politically fucking?
yeah, no,
Is it gonna be like talking about the state of the current
no,
environment
yeah,
in the world?
and
I'm not interested.
this is the thing. This is
I want
what
to
I
get high
don't.
and read comics.
Well, this is what I don't know. Like, listen, heavy metal was hardly, you know, or well-known artists and not so well-known artists opportunity to get their art out there and work together. And not so well-known artists, say like yourself, to be able to be published with people who were pretty well known and get your name out there and stuff like that. There's a reason why Simon Bisley, for example, in the mainstream realm of comic books has worked on maybe Lobo and kind of that's it. If correct me if I'm wrong, but it's worked on Lobo and that's it. He's an amazing fucking artist, bro. I mean,
Beasley?
I would love seeing Beasley or I come Beasley, but I would love seeing Beasley do a whole Wolverine series. He would have killed that.
See, comic. I almost said comic trash. Comic track says that's the thing. When I dipped in with more recent heavy metal, it didn't do so much for me, dude. Same
No.
man, because I've got like maybe like I got like maybe 12 or so issues. I don't have I have way more creepy and eerie than I do heavy metal, but all the older stuff, man, like it's so much better. Like the new shit is just nothing, but it all looks the same. And like honestly, like okay, I don't like I'm not a digital. I don't draw digitally. So and I've only colored a few things digitally. So when I see like nothing but like computer coloring stuff on like stuff that wasn't drawn on like a table, like I don't know, it just I like to see stuff that's real.
That's the thing. Back in the day, I just want to say here. So back in the day, I get it. Like for me, like I loved my Conan. A lot of the artists like Norum. Norum was one of my favorites. Chan was a great artist. Is a great artist. Even when Joe Jusko, that's where Joe Jusko got his first break. Really, was working in magazines. Same thing with Bill Sienkiewicz and things like that. They got their break in magazines, So like magazines were super important back then, and I don't think it has the same weight now. And now I think it's a kitschy thing, and I think while they'll do themselves a disservice if they go that woke direction. Not that it's wrong or whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, people can they can
But
do.
that's not what
like,
that book's intended for. That book is
exactly. That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at. It's not meant for that.
No, that book is meant for mature audiences. It's meant to make you, to see, not just to see nudity, because we could have at that age, you would just go to the library and get the encyclopedia and go But at that age, that felt like you.
Is that how you got your porno back in the day? And
well, no, at that age, like I remember going to the back rooms to get my anime, things like that. That era is gone. So I hope that they incorporate it. If not to anything if they do nostalgia, fine. If they do original content and it's good, like, because right now, for example, there's a new creepy that's out. Like I got a Vampirella there. It's not a Vampirella, like a Salvador. He was one of the best Vampirella Gonzalez, one of the best Vampirella artists all time. But I've got one here. Let me just grab it real quick and show you. Just give me one second. I got it right here. Talking. Here. Okay. So this here.
Content.
Here. So this is clearly, I mean, you cannot look at this and say, that's not a fucking Warren-inspired magazine.
Oh, 100% is. It 100% is.
Right? Look at the back. That's straight up a fucking Vampirella. You even go to the very first page and go to any page. Look, I mean, it got Jack Davis feel and or even Mad Magazine,
that's the thing, dude. Those guys. What the thing I'm trying to do with 187 is I'm trying to make, and I've said this a million fucking times, but I want that shit to be like Mad Magazine meets heavy metal mixed with motherfucking Ricky Paradis, or its own. I want it to be its own thing, but my biggest influences are heavy metal, like I said, and the Mad Magazine. Because in my comic, like this new comic, man, this vomit coffin. Cammy's in the house. What's going on? This is the Evil Dead comic. I finally have a name. Vomit coffin, and this is the cover. This is obviously very rough, but like Ralph is grave robbing and he pukes on the guy and the guy gives him the finger. So, and that could change, but I'm definitely going to do a drawing of this and see, if because the thing is, like, there's pages, like even in this comic, like the boring pages, I tried my best, you know what I mean? But the last half of the book is going to be, as far as I'm concerned, much better because I've just really sort of thrown any kind of like rule in my own head where I was like, no, can't do that. It's like, no, fuck it. Do what the fuck ever you want, man. Puke on a fucking dead body. It doesn't matter.
But here's the thing. I do think that there's this kind of underground wave of, like, for example, like how you are doing fanzines. A lot of people do fanzines and some don't strike and some strike well. You've been doing it not just because you're my buddy and I ain't trying to prop you up and give you whatever. You've been doing it very true to how it used to be with the old horror fanzines back in the day. That's how people got their information with that shit, right? So when it came to like heavy metal, that's how people were informed about new upcoming artists and stuff like that. Like, so like when I look at like the reason why I love, say, Creepy and Warren on a whole is because at the time you take artists like Jack Davis, the reason why he went and he's working in a magazine rather than working in a comic is because he had the freedom. Or you had, John Severin. John Severin very much had worked in comic books, but he didn't have the freedom. So he would go to magazines and do his shit there. William Gates was a fuck motherfucker. Don Martin was a fucking dude. Sergio Aragonés was one of the more calmer, easygoing, nice guys, we'll say, of that genre. But even Aragonés they were all fucked in the head, man. Kurtzman, very fucked in the head. William Gaines was extremely fucked in the head. And all these guys, this is why they started what they started, because they wanted to go against the grain of what was coming out with comics. This is why they started EC to begin with. This is why Mad started this. But Mad inspired so much. And when they came across back in the day with comic books, when they had you couldn't say there were certain words you couldn't say. You couldn't say vampire. You couldn't say zombie. You couldn't talk about werewolf. All this.
You couldn't say weird. You couldn't say terror.
Anything
that was like
terror, you couldn't say any of that because that whatever. So this is where all these magazines came along, and and this is why even Marvel went under the headline of Curtis at the time. And I will say this too, one of the most underrated magazines of all time, don't get the nod that they deserve. I mean, they were getting a bit of a nod, but it's Skywall. No, Skywall Publishing. Skywall was putting out, they had fantastic artists, great, just awesome books. One of my favorite books is called Hell Rider. And Hell Rider, I believe, is the inspiration for Ghost Rider. And basically, it was Hell Rider was just going on. I remember talking to you about the Black Six, which was blaxploitation and motorcycle exploitation. Because that was the thing. The exploitation at the time. Hey guys, hey man, hey Blue. But exploitation at the time, not only was it like Comic Crack, fill me in real quick, or what's his name who did Faster Pussycat Kill. What's his name?
Oh, that was something Jack something.
No, Lee Myers, maybe something like that. Russ Meyer.
It was the same guy that did Coffee and all that shit. Did those
Jack Hill? I don't know. No, he did his own.
Jack Hill, man.
But
what was the movie? What was the movie you're asking about?
Faster Pussycat Kill.
I'm pretty sure that was Jack Hill.
I think it's Russ Myers.
Is it?
Yeah. But anyway, like you go back, and that's why I love the movie Death Proof, for example.
There's your
there
black
you go.
mix. This is a 6 set. It's got one of my favorite blacks.
Thank you, Crack. The boys chiming in. Yeah, it's Russ Myers. Russ Myers, he was a master of doing exploitation, but he did so good. So like you had cars, motorcycle, blaxploitation, martial arts exploitation, all this exploitation that was coming out at the time. And this is what I want to see more of today, but it's hard. You're going against the grain right now. I mean, like you mentioned earlier when we were talking about John Landis about was Kentucky, not America, was it something fried chicken? What was it called?
Kentucky Fried Movie.
That's a fucking hilarious movie, bro. And I never saw it as a kid. I saw it more as an adult. I wasn't aware of it. But if I was more of a teen in the early 80s, I would have been aware of it, But, my dad raised me on one of my first horror movie I watched, Horror Express, Christopher Lee Cushing.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
I just want to say one thing real fast. I didn't find the full documentary, but the thing that Comic Crack mentioned, the 30 Years of Garbage, I definitely want to check that out because I am a big fan of Garbage Pail Kids.
But my first, I would say, technically exploitation film, while it was a little more mainstream, was Meatballs with Bill Murray. That Bill Murray was coming off of Saturday Night Live, so he wasn't a super established comedian. But I love that stuff. My mom would always get mad at my dad for the movies that he rented. Like, I saw Death Wish when I was 6. You know what I'm saying? Like,
me too. Me too.
Like Death Wish. I remember you and I had a discussion about that. And we won't go down that rabbit hole. But I did a whole marathon watching the Death Wish. I love Charlie Bronson, one of my favorite, most entertaining movies. To me, and whether you can make the connection or not, it's up to you.
Part 2 is my favorite.
There'd be no RoboCop without Death Wish. There'd be no, in my opinion, Arnold Schwarzenegger would not have made it without, uh, uh, you know, with people like Clint Eastwood matched with Charles Bronson paving the way.
I think that the Charles Bronson type from the Death Wish films, I consider him more of a badass than Arnold in even his most badasses of roles, like the Terminator.
big
Because
time. Dude,
Bronson is like, he's like classic old man tough. You know what I mean? Like all those old boys, like they're just tough from like their job that they worked for like 40 fucking
he
years,
looked like
scrubbing
somebody's
fucking
dad that you
concrete
knew.
with an iron brush.
Well,
You
he
know,
looked like someone's dad that you knew growing up, right?
he looked like a regular Joe, and that's what made him so cool. And then, you know, those Death Wish
Like
films, they're
that first movie,
fantastic.
you know, I've watched it since as an adult. When I was young, it was just, you know, blood, guns, and all this shit. But as an adult, when I watched it and I look back and I appreciate it as a movie, I'm watching it as a critique, you know, and I look at it. No, dude, that movie does not get the recognition. Maybe it does.
They're
Maybe it
well
does.
made. Those movies are well made. They're not thrown together with a fucking.
Absolutely not. I mean,
They're shot well. They're
who
acted
did
well. Everything
it was the
about them
one
is
with the
good.
icon with the it was like a hexagon, was it? Or it wasn't Orion. Maybe it might have been a
Canon.
Canon. I thought Canon did those.
I think Canon did part 3 and 4 and 5 maybe, but I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
sure that it was.
and Canon did the same thing with Dirty Harry. Like they did Sudden Death and stuff like that. Those later ones,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Sudden Death,
Impact, not Sudden Death.
Deadpool. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's Sudden Impact,
Deadpool.
Deadpool, The Enforcer, I believe.
See, I went down the rabbit hole of watching those two after watching Dirty Harry.
Oh, they're so good.
Listen, I'm gonna admit something. It wasn't until probably about 3 years ago that I did not realize that Dirty Harry, you know, not everything needs a part 2, part 3 added on the end of it. I didn't realize that they were all connected and whatever. I had no idea, but it was only after doing my marathon of my Death Wish, because my dad was a big Bronson fan. I went down the rabbit hole of doing that. I went down the Eastwood train, and again, same thing with the Death Wish. I found that they were started off amazing, iconic, and got good, and then went bad. You know, just
Yeah,
like
well,
in my
part
opinion,
4 and 5, I don't often revisit, but 1 through 3, I really enjoy.
I think Rick, you and I think we've discussed this before too. Like, for example, with Sylvester Stallone, First Blood, iconic movies that I'm telling you, today by today's standard, should give him a fucking Oscar, bro. At the time, it could have been categorized as just fucking a B movie, but by today's standards, fucking chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But then you go into Rambo 2, great movie. Rambo 3, made for the sake of being made, bro. That's all, you know. Like Predator, amazing. Predator 2, made for being made. Some people love Predator 2, not me.
You know? I love Predator 2. I really do.
And they tried something different, didn't hit the same. You know what I did? I'm surprised they never ever did. And if somebody can equate,
Peace out, Comic Crack's bouncing.
Later, Terrence. Good seeing you, bro. If somebody could equate a part 2 to one of my favorite childhood movies was Commando. I loved it. If there was a part 2 to that, I don't know. They never did it, obviously. But if someone could say, well, no, that's kind of a part 2. I mean, I remember Raw Deal or whatever, Raw Heat, whatever the fuck it was called. Oh, they were very different, you know. One of my favorite Schwarzenegger films, though, again, iconic, stands out, and homages and redux proves it. Total Recall, dude. Total Recall. RoboCop, iconic movie, but at the time was kind of taken as a tongue-in-cheek movie. It was very would have been classified
because that was during an era when all the rage was like the fucking feel-good 80s films. You know what I mean? Like they wanted that. Like I often say, like people whose favorite film is Back to the Future and Jurassic Park and all that stuff. Those are the people that weren't allowed to watch Death Wish and fucking samurai films and all
There are
that kind of
so
stuff.
many
You know
good
what I'm saying?
scenes.
They're good films, but I'm saying they like what the fuck? If someone said to you, "Hey, dude, do you want to watch Back to the Future or do you want to watch fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something?" You know what I mean? You're like, "Fuck
Yeah,
Marty McFly." I love Marty McFly, but
yeah,
fuck Marty
same,
McFly.
same, yeah.
Let's watch fucking Franklin get from Sally. Wait, push me down the hill, Sally, and then he
Well,
fucking
well,
gets.
well, this is like, well, this is like, I got mad love for Temple of Doom, for example. I love that movie. There's, I love Indiana Jones. Great, great. But give me my fucking, my other, my Delta Force. Give me my Delta Force. I'll watch that. Like,
Give me my fucking Enter the Ninja. Give me
yo,
my fucking give me Lady Terminator. If you ever
yo,
seen that, that's a fucking out of control.
I had a friend over here the other day. I'm not joking, and it blew me away. I said, "Wait a second, and let me run down this kind of scenario with you." I said, "Let's throw on a movie," and I'm going through Tubi, and I said, "Okay." Oh, and I didn't realize that Tubi had thrown on a bunch of new Bruce Lee's. They threw on like everything but Enter the Dragon, we'll say, and Return of the Dragon, whatever. They had Fist of Fury and all that stuff. I said, "Oh shit, have you ever seen this before?" It was like, "No, I never saw it." I said, "Oh man, Bruce Lee. Who's Bruce Lee?" Literally said to me, "Who's Bruce Lee?" I was like,
It's too young for you, fam.
"Bro." So I put on Fist of Fury, and I was just like, "Bro, watch this movie and tell me
So is that the one that's also known as Chinese Connection?
this is Fist of Fury is the one where their master dies, and they're trying to show respect, and
Is that the one where and then fucking Bruce Lee fucking makes that guy eat that paper?
yeah.
Okay, so that's also
Yeah,
known
because
as Chinese Connection.
because at the time in the
Yeah,
70s,
he's Japanese, no Chinese. There's that big Indian
yeah,
guy standing by the
yeah,
door.
because
Yeah.
at the time during the 70s, even in the 70s and 60s and 50s and all that, Japanese just thought they were way better than Chinese,
Yeah.
and that was the counter there, right? And so they're like, "Oh, fuck you," blah blah blah, and they show up with these shit things and
Yo,
like,
how
"Boom."
about the ending? How about the ending of that one where he like it shows him like jumping at the like basically getting shot to death, but it like freeze frames on him jumping? Classic, dude. That's
Listen,
probably the best Bruce Lee film, I would say.
yeah. Listen, Bruce Lee is while he's, I don't think anyone would argue that, but I'm telling you, as recognizable and iconic as he is, I still think he's so underrated as a actor and a action star. I mean, Jackie Chan reaped the benefits of what Bruce Lee set forth. And I love Jackie Chan too. Don't get me wrong. Jackie Chan's great, whatever. He put his dues in. But
Mhm.
listen, he did not. Oh my God! Like I said, like that was one of my favorite scenes was when Bruce Lee shows up afterwards, and he ends up getting the Chinese school and shit by doing that. But he goes up and he fucks up the whole Japanese school.
Yeah.
I remember when he walks up to, he wasn't even allowed into a park because it said no dogs, no Chinese. And
Yeah.
he was just, and he
Yeah.
looks at him, he's just like, and whenever he did that, listen, that nose wipe, if
Yeah.
you ever see that in a movie, that's a nod to fucking, it's a nod to, you'll see it in Reservoir Dogs. It's in Reservoir Dogs. Um, there's a part where, I forget, Mr. So-and-so, before he does it, it's Michael Madison, before he does it, before he does his dance, he does this,
That was Mr.
nose,
Blonde.
he
Mr.
does this
Blonde.
nose wipe with his thumb. That's right from Bruce Lee. That's Quentin Tarantino throwing homage to Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if you ever see that in a movie, he's the one who did that, like that. Now, if you see this kind of shit, like whatever, that's it. That's his
Yeah,
own thing.
Sean's fucking can't
Yeah,
stop doing that.
I'm gonna get marked and killed in Canada, Newfoundland now.
Oh my
But yeah,
god.
but that nose wipe, that's Bruce Lee. That's his. That's him wiping snots away, and kind of at the same time, kind of it's like Italian thumb to there. That's his to the Japanese, like give fuck. I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah.
I'm going out for a smoke. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, go for a cigarette and I'll fucking I'll talk to the children.
Talk about the book.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about the book. So working on this book, vomit coughing. Like I said, I'm 15 pages in, and dude, like it's a lot. It's a tall order, but I'm so satisfied after every page, you know what I mean? Like especially like the last couple pages I've done, they're heavy like they're not like simplistic, not super simplistic-y. So it's exciting, you know what I mean? And like I said last night, I did the layouts for the next, this is only 6, but I did the layouts for the next 7 pages. So that's going to put me up to 22 pages, which is a proper comic book length, but I'm still going to need at least another it's going to be closer to 30 pages when it's all said and done. There's no way that 1876 is going to be out by the end of this month. It's just not going to happen. But I'd rather it, be done right. And like I've pulled some references, like I said, like Thriller, they call me One Eye, or they call her One Eye. That's fucking gonna be there's a like that's not the next page I work on, but the page after that has got a really cool Thriller reference on the page. Female Prisoner 0701, Scorpion, amazing films. All 4 of those are fucking awesome. I actually did a piece on that in the last issue of 187, and I did a review, I believe, for maybe I did a review. I don't know. I definitely did a piece, but dude, I'm so stoked on this zine right now. Like, oh fuck, it's so good. Like, the thing is, like, this comic, like, I'm proud of this comic, and the fact that it's going to be in there, but like I'm also going to print a bunch of copies, and then I have like Blood Drunk, and I'll have Vomit Coffin, like 2 solid comics that I did front to cover to cover is all me. Do you know what I mean? And it's a nice feeling, you know what I mean? Like I said, like being like getting past like sort of the halfway mark is definitely a relief, but at the same time kind of makes me sad because like you don't ever really want these stories to end. And with this one, it's sort of like not exactly like Three Stooges, but the 3 characters you could consider to be stooges. All right, so all right, there's my Tarantino thing. But basically, in the last week, because Kayla was up north, she was basically up by like Hudson's Bay. I was saying Manitoulin Island, but I was totally wrong. It was Hudson Bay up there. And so, like in the last week, I did a lot of work on the comic, and I smoked probably an ounce of weed, like which is a lot for me. Like usually we smoke like maybe like 10 grams a week, but because she was gone, I was like, fuck. So it's got baked every night and fucking drew. It's looking good, dude. You're just fucking killing it. Well, I'm definitely not fucking around here. I want it to be something that is gonna like, when you open that 1876, you're gonna be like, whoa, because there's already like multiple comics, and it's like, god damn. And that's one thing, Cammy, that I want to talk about to you. So like, maybe I already told you this or we talked about this, but with your Beavis and Butthead comic, like I'm gonna like some of the pages you sent me that were one panel, like I'm gonna like put together like with other panels to like make it like flow. Like I'll do it justice 100%. And as far as your Filthy Ralph drawings, if you're cool with it, I'd like to put them like in the next issue of Filthy Ralph comics that I do. So like sort of like a what the fuck do you call it? Pinups. You know what I mean? Like pinups in the back of the book. And actually, one of my homies, Bo Inc., who won the contest under the name, his YouTube channel is Captain Kronos. He doesn't make videos, but he won the comics. He's a contributor for fucking what the fuck's it called? 187. And he said he's gonna draw some characters so that Cammy, you've drawn them. Why Not Art has drawn them. Radioactive, Jamie Filer. Trying to think if anyone else did. I'm sure someone else has done it by now, but it's really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next with the character of Ralph, because like this comic I'm working on is heavy duty, like Ralph, like being like his normal like scumbag kind of self. Whereas this next not werewolf Western one, Ralph's not going to have a lot of dialogue in it. I don't think. Like it's sort of more like Blood Drunk. There wasn't a lot of, there was one word in Blood Drunk, and it was motherfucker. So I was gonna call that comic book motherfucker, but then I thought, you know what, if I set up at a zine fair or something, little kids come by, I at least care enough to like not have that. Vomit Coffin is different. I'll definitely let kids look at that because it's just 2 friendly words, But Appreciate you. Thanks. Oh fuck it. Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. I think that like I've built a good rapport with enough like really cool artists, like that motherfuckers are like starting to be like, hey, like, you know, here's a drawing I did of Filthy Ralph. It's like, what? It's like I've gotten drawings from Filthy Ralph that motherfuckers have sent me. I haven't posted yet because I'm like, I want to like keep it to me. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't want to share this, but definitely I'll be reaching out to all those people and being like, hey, you know, I'm doing this Filthy Ralph comic. Do you care if I, or can I use your image in there, and I'll send you a copy? And that's pretty much how it always goes. And people are always like, fuck yeah. So I like that. I like being on, you know, six issues deep on an art zine, man. I think that's pretty good for small town Canadian boy like myself. You know, I'll talk to that. That's for fucking sure. I wish there was more motherfuckers around here that made comics. I mean, there is, but they're not making comics like most people are making comic books about like their fucking own trials and tribulations and political standings and shit like that. It's like, no, I don't give a fuck. You know, the thing is like I'm if I'm gonna read political cartooning and stuff like that, it's got to be fucking dirty, and it also has to be like old school underground. Like if you like old school underground comics, like Crumb to a certain degree, but like, you know, if you like Spain Rodriguez, if you've read any Spain comics, you've read some fucking political shit. You know what I mean? Because he was big into all that stuff, and you learn a lot of cool stuff. But nowadays, like people talk about politics and they don't even know what they're talking about. So it's hard to have a conversation. You go to a comic fair or a zine fair and someone says, here's my political take on some fucking issue. And it's like, I really don't give a fuck. Where's Sean's drawing? I don't know. Sean's being a fucking cuck, as they call it. He won't give me the images. I'm working on the second issue, a continuation from the first. Well, I'm stoked on it.
What the fuck? What the fuck are we saying?
I just called you a cuckold.
Yeah,
because
I heard cock and I came running.
Where's your drawings? Cammy says, "Where's Sean's drawings?" So where's your drawings of Filthy Ralph? Or are you a liar?
No, I wrote an article.
Well, where the fuck is it?
I'm a sack of shit.
Liar.
But no,
got a liar on our hands.
No, my article is a good article too. It's on how Dr. Fives.
Is that a satanic film, Sean? Because this issue is satanic, so don't give me some non-satanic shit.
No. I don't know if it's satanic, but my thing was, it was supposed to be for one of your volumes that you already produced. But anyway, I wrote it. It was on how Dr. Fives inspired and set the pace for Jigsaw, but also set the pace for torture porn in general. Torture movies in general. Dr. Fives, those are, and the Return of Dr. Fives, underrated Vincent Price films, because they're pretty avant-garde. They have this Jodorowsky feel to them, like, you know, but like when you watch them, they're so good. Like he's talking through a voice box the whole time and all this. Like there's so much different, and it's very visual too. Like very capturing at the time. Like again, not comparing Argento to it because it's not the same. But like very much about visual, more like Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Wait. I gotta say one thing, okay?
You gonna say saucy, or what are you gonna do? Be dick?
Damn it.
How come I'm not seeing Cammy stuff? Or is
okay. No, this is what I was gonna say. Hold on a sec. Let me say this.
Is Cammy blue electric?
Yes.
Okay.
That fucking, I want to see Terrifier 3 too, by the way. Sean's gonna watch the camcorder version.
Well, Halloween. I'm gonna watch this. All I got. So what am I gonna do?
Hopefully there'll be a better bootleg by Halloween. Hopefully for you.
Well, no, this one's pretty good.
Let me say this, okay? Because I just watched House on Haunted Hill, okay, with Vincent Price.
Which one?
Vincent Price, of course.
Okay.
Although I like the remake, but let me say this:
remake's good too.
The most pimped out line Vincent Price has ever said Like the most, like this is him being like the most Vincent Price bullshit. There's a scene where the old lady gets like attacked or something. She goes, "Oh, what would some ghosts wanna touch me for or whatever?" And Vincent Price says, "Why, any self-respecting male ghost would," or it's like some shit like that. And it's like, Vincent Price, you motherfucker, like he could steal anyone's broad. I'm telling you, that guy.
Listen, Price, he was
Ah,
a
yes, I'd
thing.
like to take your panties off. Like Vincent
And you
Price.
know
Like people are
what?
gonna be like, okay, fuck it, it's Vincent
In
Price.
today's standards, he would be viewed as a creep. At the time, he was a pimp, P-I-M-P, bro.
No, Vincent. There's no creep coming from Vincent Price. I don't feel any creep
No,
vibes from that
in
guy.
today's genre, yes, he has very much a John
Because
Winter.
he fucking said some old lady, any self-respecting male ghost, any self. You gotta
But
rewatch that
all
and
listen,
enjoy it.
listen, but go back, like all those dudes were
What about when he goes?
fucking
What about in House Without or House on Haunted Hill when he's talking with his wife and he goes, "Remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?" Like they have like such
back and forth.
like it's from the
It's
50s,
like
but it feels so new. It feels
yeah, but
real. You know what I mean?
there's this kind of communication they had way back in the 50s. It was called like this Atlantic something, which was mixing all this. Hey, Rick, how you doing, Rick? Oh, let's talk like this. You know, I'll smack you. You know, it was all very tongue in cheek. It's like, I fucking hate you.
Gotta go down to the post station and get a copy
Me,
of the New York Gazette.
meanwhile, like she hated his guts. Meanwhile, you know, Vincent could have had her up in the room and had his way with her. But
But when he
but you
did,
take all those guys, Peter Cushing, gray hair, still a goat, or Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee and
Christopher Lee was a
motherfucking Peter
sex
Cushing.
bomb, bro.
Okay, here's the real question. Oh, Sean, listen to this. The next issue to prepare you.
Well, first of all, hey Cam, I didn't know that she changed her name.
Any fucking way. The next issue, you prick you. If you want to get involved, you can write an article or do an art piece on either a Hammer horror film or a Universal monster film because the theme, the topic, the name, universally hammered. That's the next issue.
Okay. So Hammer, yeah.
So Hammer, you could do it or multiple films if you want, but when the fucking deadline's set, I need it by the deadline. Otherwise, you're gonna have to you're gonna get fucked.
Son of Frankenstein is one that stands out for me. Like that's a great one, man.
I like that. You know what I like? I like Peter Cushing in basically every fucking thing I've ever seen him in. And same with Christopher Lee. Yo, underrated Christopher Lee performance is in Sleepy Hollow with fucking Johnny Depp. He plays like the judge that or like the guy that sends him. He's like, I'm going to send you to Sleepy Hollow with my deep fucking voice.
I didn't know he was in that.
Dude, he's in it. He's in.
I may have seen that movie once though, you know. So, but yeah, I didn't know he was in it. But I mean, he's one of those guys. Him and Cushing and Vincent Price have an acting. You go to IDMB, whatever the fuck it is, IMDb, 200 fucking movies. You know what I mean? Like these guys.
And
my favorite
good movies.
My favorite of all time Vincent Price movie, and I may get his name even wrong. I think it's called Shivers, and he.
Oh no, you're thinking of the Tingler.
No. He puts his wife. He kills someone, and he puts his wife in a mental hospital, and she thinks she saw a murder, and she did see, but he keeps gaslighting her and telling her, "No, you didn't." I think it's called Shivers.
Shivers is Cronenberg. I don't think there's another.
No,
I can't think of it. No, but I can't think. Yo, look that up. I gotta take a leak, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I think it's called Shivers. No, maybe I gotta go to IMDb now for Vincent Price. But Vincent Price, where he gaslights his wife. I'm gonna go. Vincent Price puts wife in mental hospital. Let's see what comes up. Shock. That's it. Shock. 1940. No, it can't be that. It can't be 46. No. Can't be that old. Now, Madhouse is another one, 1974. Love that one. That movie, Madhouse, way ahead of its time. I think it falls under, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look now. I think it does fall under the late Hammer film era of stuff. But Madhouse is great, bro.
Oh yeah, Madhouse is good.
Fuck yeah, it is. Another one of my favorites. Like, yeah, I love that era when Price was doing the Edgar Allan Poe stuff. You know, Rue Morgue, Pits and Pendulum, stuff like that. The one that does stand out, obviously, is Pit and the Pendulum. But what I love that I love the Gothic era horror stuff. And I while I got much love for Barbara Steele. That era of stuff, and she definitely not just a screen queen, she's screen goddess, you know. But I think that she gets a little too much more nod than she should. I think what is it, Trilogy of Terror?
Oh, Karen Black.
That's it. To me, my screen goddess is Karen Black. That she's sitting there with her cross eyes, all but she was hot back in the day, bro. But she was in so much stuff. The last thing I saw her in was one of Rob Zombie films.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
No, even after that, I think she was in Three from Hell or
no
one of those ones. No, she was in another zombie film.
No.
Yeah, I do. I'm telling you, I'm Googling it and I'm gonna prove you wrong. But
you're gonna prove me wrong.
I am gonna prove you wrong. Look, why do I come on here and argue with fucking?
Why would I fucking lie to you? I know
you're not lying. I'm just saying it's one of her last films she did.
It might have been one of her last films, but she was in that one.
But it was a Rob Zombie film. No, I know. She was the mom. She was the mom in the House of Court. I just watched it there tonight, and I watched it there 2 nights ago.
Watch it there tonight.
I'm gonna fucking hate you so hard.
Go on.
But I watched it tonight, and I watched it there a couple of nights ago. But yeah,
have you seen a flick called Cannibal Girls with Eugene Levy? I've never seen it.
No.
I'm a fake fan. I don't know that one.
I don't. You know what? I think
I'm a fake physical comedian or physical media collector.
No, I think you're right.
I should be banished from the community.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I was trying to lie to you. I know I'm a Rob Zombie fanatic when it comes to this film.
What's the zombie film I'm thinking of? It's not Three from Hell, but there's the mother is thrown in a cell, and
that's Devil's Rejects.
No, and then it's at the beginning, right at the beginning. It's right in the prison. She gets arrested. Mrs. is thrown in. The mother's thrown in, and Sharon Moon gets taken out, and she leaves. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're mixing up the two movies.
No, I'm not, man.
Yeah, you are. The mother gets thrown in prison in the beginning of Devil's Rejects. Sherry Zombie isn't in prison until the third film, which is Three from Hell. You're wrong, Sean. You should be fucking you watching your fucking
I'm going now.
Camcorder fucking horror films. You're missing half the story,
31.
half the picture.
31.
31 is something totally different though.
But that's what I was talking about. That's the movie.
That's his only, in my opinion, movie that doesn't live up to the rest of them. I think all
and
those other
that
films
was the one I was thinking. Some mother was thrown in, and it wasn't Elizabeth Daily, who I love. I had a crush on her ever since Pee Wee Herman days. As Dottie, I love her, man. It's
not for sale, Frances. My father says anything's negotiable with his fucking money wad, fucking $300.
Listen, Francis.
Yeah. Hey, Francis. Up yours, Francis. When I was a kid.
When he goes to Dottie, Dottie was like, when Dottie goes up, he's like, hey, Pee Wee, I want to fucking take you. He's like, there's things about me you shouldn't know. Things you wouldn't want to know.
Yeah. Things you
couldn't know. I'm like, dude.
Jerks off into that fucking machine that makes him his waffles in the morning or something.
What was his name?
Paul Mike is hidden in a fucking hidden shack behind the fucking hedge.
What was his real name? Paul, what was it?
Paul Rubens.
Legend.
Dude, the best line, honestly, the best line that he ever said was in Cheech and Chong's next movie. He's working the hotel and he's trying to get up there to get his bag or whatever, and he calls the cops and he goes, I've called the cops and no one's coming. He's like, I think they're Iranian. And all of a sudden, vroom, 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 fucking 500 cops come flying, dude. Like, oh my God.
The last thing I saw him in, one of my favorites is Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special. I watch that all the time.
Dude, Pee-wee's Big Vacation or Big Adventure, whatever the fuck that one. Dude, I watched it so many times when I was a kid. I had nightmares of Large
Big
Marge.
Adventure, man.
Dude, I would watch that scene with Large Marge when her fucking, like, even when she wasn't like exploded face, like, I was scared because listen to this. There was a diner up the street from where me and my dad lived when I was a kid. Like, it was more my dad's apartment was down the street. It was called The Melody, and it was like a classic old school diner, like hole in the wall kind of place. And the one waitress, my dad called her Large Marge, and when I was a kid, I thought that was Large Marge, like from the fucking Pee Wee Herman film.
So. One thing I didn't know about
sounds like a dump truck going off the Empire State Building.
One thing I didn't know
when they
about
pulled her out, she looked like.
One thing I didn't know about Pee Wee Herman back in the day. So, what's her name? Miss Yvonne, the slut. We'll say slut.
Which one?
Miss Yvonne,
the one that's like being the French lady or whatever.
No, she was super. She was the hot one. She was, Miss Yvonne. Anyway,
and which one?
In the TV show, Pee Wee Herman.
I never watched the TV show, man.
Okay. So Miss Yvonne, I didn't realize till later after watching Pee Wee It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie Day's mom in It's Always Sunny. His mom, who's a slut in that, and Danny DeVito's always banging. She played Miss Yvonne in Pee Wee's Playhouse. I was just like, what? I mean, Pee Wee's Playhouse was kind of legendary. Like when you go back and if you go on, anybody who thinks like back in the day, Pee Wee, before Pee Wee's Playhouse came out for kids, Pee Wee was kind of we'll say, mature audience content. And when he would show up on the Letterman show back in the day, and he'd be there and he'd be like, Dave, check this out. This is my favorite toy. And it'd be like, bit your finger, like he would do that kind of goofy shit.
This is what Cammy says regarding you and
you want to fuck Missy Vine. Cammy,
I gotta look this fucking person up.
Cammy, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. You ain't wrong, girl. You ain't wrong.
How the fuck do you say that?
Yeah. If I listen, there may have been times when I was watching Three's Company and I'm watching, I'm like 4, 5, 6 years old, dry humping the ground, watching Chrissy Snow. It may have happened. I'll expose myself. That may have happened. But yeah,
he put a bunch of grass on a skateboard and whipped his wiener out against it.
Miss Yvonne, definitely wanted to bone her. Definitely would have happened. Yeah, you're too young for that though, Rick. You missed out, bro.
Well, like I said, like I never watched the show. I knew Pee Wee Herman first from Cheech and Chong. You know what I mean? And then because I'd seen Cheech and Chong before we got a copy of Big Adventure, and that really changed the game for me in terms of
one movie I know that you do love that he's in is Blow.
Blow is. I got to do a review on Blow. That's one of my favorite films. That's my favorite Johnny Depp film next to Fear and Loathing.
And he's only a side character in there. And I want to put a footnote to that. I'm
not nickel and diming, and he hands him like a fucking QP or like a pound or whatever.
Okay, so the movie Hangover, and that comedian Ken Chung who says "Bye, bitches."
I like that guy.
Yeah, that guy. He has gone on the record to say he got inspiration for that role from Paul Rubin's role in Blow. For being that character.
I can buy that. I can buy that. I forget what his name was in the film.
Because you got to remember, Paul Rubens while he, is an actor, he was a comedic actor. He was,
Cammy just proclaimed her love for John Ritter in a very explicit way.
Hey, listen, what she say explicitly? What she say? What she say? I can't see it because I'm not getting caught up. But yeah.
You don't have the chat up. You can't see the chat.
I'm reading it here. It's coming up slow. The last one I saw, GXP7 say P was
the one above that
when it first came out.
Look at the chat.
Oh, okay. I wanted to. Oh, yeah, it's pretty explicit. She's like, I wanted to fuck John Ritter.
I did too.
Cammy, what do you think of Larry, then? Was Larry a creep to you back then, or was he a stud?
He's a scumbag.
He was the original Quagmire. He was like, hey, Chrissy, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I grew up watching Three's Company. That was my shit.
Oh, dude, me too, man. That's the thing. Like, the reason why I know about those shows, why I've seen every episode of Gilligan's Island, seen every episode, maybe not every episode, but many seasons of Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Archie Bunker. Those were the shows that I was watching, man. When I was with my dad, especially.
So I went out and I ordered on Amazon. There's a print that's on the wall, and it's on every episode. It says Life, and it has this girl with like butterfly wings behind her. It says Life. Cammy, do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that in Three's Company?
Three's Company, and it's in every living room scene. You can see it. It's there, and it's like the side facing the door, but you can see it in every scene. And I found it eventually. I found it on. Apparently, it was a pretty popular print in the 70s, and anyway, I bought it for like $18. Anyway, great one.
Oh yeah, Archie Bunker. Archie Bunker is a legend. Absolutely obsessed with him. London, Ontario gets its claim to fame because there's a scene or there's an episode where he goes, "Who the hell ever heard of London, Ontario?" And then Meathead's like, "I've heard of London, Ontario, watch." And I've heard of that bitch because I'm from there.
I actually saw a little clip today of Archie Bunker. Look, today he wouldn't fly, but I would watch it in a heartbeat.
We need Archie Bunker today more than ever.
Yeah, but I watched this clip today where so Meathead's holding the door. Archie's trying to shave it down. He said, "How do you know how much to shave off?" He said, "Oh, well," he said, "See, the funny thing is, a little fairy came in the night. He drew a little line across the edge of it. It's just these little things that he says is sarcastic, like "fuck you, you dumbass." He makes everyone feel stupid. But like when he would get mad, like when he found out, I remember that episode when he found out. Again, I was watching reruns of it at that point because my dad loved it and we watched it. But when Edith got kind of sexually assaulted, and Archie found out, he's like, "Geez, Edith, why didn't you tell me?" And it was like, and he gets mad and he tries to track down the dude. Like he shows his brass balls at that point. Like there was times where and I used to love when the Jeffersons were on and Wesley Hemsley would, George Jefferson would stand up to him. He'd be like, and he'd say N-word and he'd say honky. He's like, gee, and I can't even say any words. And then he'd say something back and go back and forth. I mean, that was one of the shows I grew up with too, was Jeffersons, which was great. I mean, later as a teen, Fresh Prince and Family Matters, but they couldn't hold a dime to those shows I grew up with, like Three's Company, the Jeffersons.
Knock on a door.
Dude, listen, my favorite girl, Cam, I need to chime in. And Larry, I keep Larry.
And Larry.
That's the second time I'm going to call you Larry. Who would you say was the hottest blonde girl? You can't say Janet because Janet was always fine. She was the sound girl. She was the straight girl. She was the level-headed for everybody. Who was the hot blonde girl? You had Terry, Chrissy, and Janice. Who was your? Oh yeah. Some people will be like, "Oh, Chrissy." Yeah, I get it. Yeah, me. It was Janice.
You like the old man landlord. What the fuck's his name? Mr. Roper or whatever the fuck?
No, you know what the best was? While everybody loved Mr. Furley, I loved Stanley, Mr. Roper, because fuck Deadpool for breaking the fourth wall. Stanley would make a joke towards Helen. He'd be like, whatever, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he'd do look in the camera like that. And I'd be like, dude, that's so fucking epic. You didn't give a shit. No one could say anything to him. It was just amazing, man. That's like one of the greatest actors of all time. This is the reason why I watched Everybody Hates Raymond. Was it something about Raymond? What was it called?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond. So his father he was in a pretty well known movie called Joe. It was pretty iconic, right? Um, and he was a pretty, outspoken hippie actor and all this stuff. He was the reason I watched it, but he was very much embodied the guy whoever acted, I forget his name, and it's a shame that I can't remember, but who acted as Stanley Roper. I loved, like, that was the one of the best part. Like, he would just break the fourth wall, like, like look right in the camera after you burn Helen. Helen would be like, "Oh, Stanley," and you think like, "Oh, she's like making fun of me." He's like, "Well, I can't get rid of you," and then look at the fucking screen and like burn her. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking legend, bro.
The physical comedy on Three's Company is amazing. Yeah, oh yeah, and that's all thanks to Ritter, man. He's the fucking champ.
That was one of the half the reasons too, is when they realized that Jack was awesome at it, or Ritter was awesome at it, is when they when they put him in the kitchen with Felipe, change it. Listen, put him in somewhere where it was where it could do more. How many times did he bang his face off that swinging door in the living room, Listen, if I was to ever open up a bar, I'm going to call it the Regal Beagle. Hands down.
It's crazy that she mentions the physical comedy thing, because even like so many times, I mean, me and Kayla, like when we go to my dad's place, like Three's Company is almost always on when we go over there, and it's true, man. It's like they're like you can, like nowadays, like everything's so serious on TV. There's no like real goofy stuff, and the stuff that is goofy is like, it's sort of like that new age comedy thing where like, really, you're gonna like dump your burger on the ground and then still eat it, like that kind of bullshit. Like back then it was like the guy would drop the burger and like fucking fly it, like land on it on his ass, and then like put his hand on his ass, notice the burger, and then like do that look at the camera shit, like, oh no, and then the commercial, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you think about it, like Jack was supposed to be gay in the show, to be able
to get that apartment.
And there was times he would dress up as a woman and did all this stuff. I mean, it pushed the boundaries at the time. And yeah, it was doing it tongue in cheek as a joke. But like, that's who Ritter was. He was a great actor, man. And now I never watched the last show he was on. What is that called? What is that?
Honey Roasted Peanuts. What do you think? I'm a fuckhead?
Where are they from? Some fucking Korean shop? Where
are they from? They're from the fucking variety store.
Variety store, he says. What's a variety store? They sell.
What do you mean? What's a variety store, Mr. Fucking? I'm from Newfoundland. I'm from Newfoundland. We got the fucking general store.
We have convenience stores and gas stations. You have variety stores. I can buy a sneaker, a hat, and a bag of fucking peanuts. You're nuts.
No.
All right. So anyway, you didn't answer my question. Who's your favorite blonde girl?
Me?
Yeah. And Cammy. Mine was Janice.
Company?
Yeah, mine was Janice.
The main chick, but not the fucking, is it Joyce DeWitt? Or is that the other one?
Yeah, no, Joyce was Janice. She was the brunette. Like, she was the mainstream. So you had Chrissy, who was a dummy, Chrissy Snow. She was the dumb blonde. Then you had Terry, who was her cousin. And while she was dumb, she was even more dim-witted. Like, she was extremely naive. And then you had Janice, who was very much like a dominatrix, put Jack in his place type thing. And that turned my crank as a kid, man. I fucking loved her. Janice was my
Sean likes getting the fucking chain around the neck and walked around the room like a dog.
Janice was a nerd, and she would put Jack. She'd egg Jack on. She'd be like, "Come here, I want to tell you something." It's like, "Get out of my face," Like she was just so a tease, But they had Chrissy, and they figured, oh, we'll bring in somebody dumb, dim-witted like her, and it was Chrissy's cousin, Terry, and she didn't really last many seasons. And then we had Janice, which was towards the end. But Janice was doing kind of the bit that Janet was already doing, which was, Jack, she'd be sexy, but Jack, I ain't gonna let you away with anything. Like, I'm an independent woman, fuck off, whatever. Janice was more headstrong, whatever. No, Terry wasn't the nurse, was she? Janice was the nurse. Let me see. What was? That's ChatGPT. What was Terry? I always got that open now. Terry on Three's
You foolish fuck.
Listen, AI is the way of life, man.
AI. I can't make my own thinking thoughts.
I am going to
What a
kind of,
fuckhead.
I'm gonna fucking murder you in the most murderous sense. Now listen, Larry don't get the love he deserves though.
She's saying that you don't know what you're talking about.
I
What's Sean
fucking
saying?
Cammy, I fucking straight up do. What Sean say? Cammy, don't be fucking praising me, girl.
I don't know what the fuck
Listen,
he's saying either. He's fucking making up
Yeah.
characters now.
Janice was the nurse. Terry, where am I getting it? No, fuck. Now you're fucking with my head. Terry.
You're a fake fan.
Yeah, no, fuck off. No, Terry was
Fake fan. Jean Paul's fake fan.
Fucking dickheads. Both of you are dick. Listen, Cammy, get on here with us, would you? She don't come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, these are
I'll
good,
find
man.
it. Fuck you guys. Santa Monica. Yeah, I wanted to listen. The Regal Beagle. I always wanted to go there, man.
These are from fucking Cambridge.
Did you ever watch the spin-offs, The Ropers? I watched it on Tubi. It's not funny. And there's another one called Three's a Crowd. I watched that on Tubi as well. It's not funny.
I liked Full House.
Norman Fell as Stanley Roper. That's who he was. He was a legend. He was in the Twilight Zone too. He was fucking cool, man.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a star.
What song's that from?
Somebody who needs
Oh,
you.
Family Full House, yeah. I don't even know how to find that out.
When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is there to carry you home.
I don't even know how to find out who
Good
was
show,
what.
man. I haven't watched it. I know me and Kayla, we've watched it like 3 times.
Cammy's just blocking me for no reason. You're just calling fake shit. Sean, you disappoint me. No. Cammy, no. You listen. I'm gonna turn around on you. You're disappointing me right now. I'm calling it back. I'm reversing it. Terry was not a nurse. Janice was the nurse. I don't know what Terry did. I don't know what Terry did, but Janice was the nurse. So, and I can't find it on Google, but if you can find it on Google, prove me wrong. Until then, just say, Sean, you're disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Cammy, let me ask you this. Do you use microns? And if so, what's your preferred micron?
Who, me?
No, Cammy.
Oh. Well, for me, it was a Statler.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about a micron. What's your favorite size? Like, there's mine's 0.3.
But yours are Statlers, though, right?
No, they're Sakura.
Tom Sakura?
Sakura. They're Japanese, you fuck.
I know what Japanese is. Statler is the way to go. It's cost efficient.
Sean's like, I know what Japanese is. I've had Mr. Noodles tons of times. Cup of noodle.
Man, why are both of you fucking with me? There was no Janice. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me right now.
Look it up, Sean.
Fucking Janice. Three's Company. Cammy, you give her the link. Getting on. Why did Joyce DeWitt come up?
If you want the link, just say so and I'll give it to you.
What were...
I'm paying $9 a fucking month to use this app, so.
Three's Company. Okay, I'll just take that in and the actors should come up. Cast.
$9 fucking a month.
Okay, there was Terry. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Cammy.
I'm Sean. Gene Paul's Peter, and I'm wrong. He's a fucking ass clown.
No. Listen, Cammy, you're 100% right.
0.3 is the best.
Suzanne Summers' cousin who moved in after her was named Cindy. And then the girl who moved in after, who was the nurse, was not Janice. Her name was Terry.
All right.
But you know who I did want to bone? Now I'm looking at the cast. Lana, the one who used to always chase around Mr. Furley. Yeah, I did want to bone Lana.
Wow. What a pervert.
What a pervert. Fuck you. You're a dickhead.
Yo, did I tell you? Yo, did I tell you about the email I got? I got an email from my own account saying that I was hacked. And the opening line, the email's gone now. It got deleted. It deleted because it was in the junk mail for like a month. But its opening line was "Hello, pervert," and it said that it had video footage of me jerking off to controversial porn and all this stuff. And I was like, "What? Like, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah, no, they do that. It's called, I forget what it's called. It's like
phishing
some kind of
or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, it's called some kind of scare tactic, whatever they do.
Yeah. It would probably work for an old person, but like as soon as I read there's a controversial porn, I was like,
well, it would work on a young person who thinks that they're doing something bad anyway, right? Like,
yeah,
they're looking at something for the first time and thinking it's crazy. Like, oh, I'm looking at midget porn, or I'm looking at clown porn, or I'm looking at something fucked up, and they think it's like taboo. And next thing you know, they get some fucking email because they went on some shitty site. Listen, yeah. Mr. Furley wasn't the only. No, Mr. Furley. Did Mr. Furley love Lana? Yes, and Lana loved Jack. That's right. Look, Cammy, score me, man. Yeah, sorry, look, Cammy. Either you're going to get on or you're going to not get on. You can't be sitting in the chat and scoring me and making me look like a fucking idiot. I do that enough on my own. All the time.
These are so fucking good. I should have got like 10 bags.
What did you get? Honey roasted? Dry roasted? What is it?
Sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty.
Fucking bombski.
Sounds like nuts.
They're good. Or they are. They're peanuts.
Yeah, no, it literally sounds like nuts though, like ball sack nuts.
How does a peanut sound like a nut?
Well, nuts, sweet and what did you say? Sweet and salty.
Sweet and what? Your nuts are all salty and sweet.
Yeah, if I play game basketball there, I got sweet nuts and
smells like when Sean takes a piss, the room smells like elastic. Burnt elastic.
Listen, I feel weird saying this online. I'm not going to say names. Do you remember being in a chat? There was somebody, we were in an off-air chat, and somebody said we were talking about jizzing coming, and all of a sudden everybody was like, "Oh, we're like busting nut thing. Oh, we're all doing the guy thing." Blah, blah. And all of a sudden somebody had chimed in. It was like, and it's funny how it smells like bleach, and we all also like a record scratch. It was like, "Arr!" And we were like, "What the fuck?" Like, it smells like bleach. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? And listen, and I'm not saying he was wrong, but I was just like, dude, that's up close and personal shit you're talking about, man. Dude,
shouldn't smell like bleach.
It was like, the fuck? It was hilarious. I was just like, and everybody just kind of, no one knew what to do. And of course, I kind of burned them for it, but I was just like, bro, I was like, dude, you're getting too close to your fucking. And I knew this person was not talking about being with a girl either. You don't know from being with a lady. Anyway, leave it at that. But it was wild. It was wild.
You fucking let any fucking maniac ever back then on those shows. So that's why you got shit like that.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Weren't you guys sitting around talking about coming in comics?
Cammy came on for a few times until she got eventually sick of the misogyny. There was a bit of fucking misogyny there. It was a bit much. And I remember Cammy talking to me like, "Sean, I'd be back, but I can't stand certain people." You know, and I was like, fair enough. It's all good.
I couldn't stand most of those fucks back then.
Yeah. Only good girls fault.
Too fucking
Too true, Cammy. Too true.
Very true.
Cammy is she's a real G. And Cammy, I've been all Halloween. Every chat I've been on, I've been in fucking whatever. I've been showing off your card. What'd you drop your nuts?
Look at there's a name I ain't seen.
These scumbags. Get Frost. Give Frost the link. I can give him the link. Or
how the fuck do you do this?
Frost, do you want to come on?
Here's what I'll do. I don't know if this is gonna work, but here's what I'm gonna do.
Just share it on the site.
Yeah.
Frost, Come on, Frost. All time. Let's go.
Don't fucking ask me how the fuck it works. Just click the link. Is the link not show up?
Did you just share it in the YouTube chat?
I shared it in the chat. What the fuck is going on?
If
This thing
if
right here
Frost-
says all I have is edibles and dope. DM Cinematic or Cinema187 on IG.
No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's not one you got to join. I didn't have to join it to get on. So what? All I have is edibles and dope. Joe.
Anyways,
Joe, get on. Click the link. Tammy, click the link. Joe, get on. Come on. If you haven't seen Frost in a while, Frost lost a bit of weight.
well, fucking lot.
He's all slim now. Now I'm the fat. I'm the fat boy. Not that he was, but now I'm.
Dude, I lost 25 pounds this year so far.
I do. I have Fat Boy Fridays every time. Every time Pizza Guy comes here, I always make the same fucking joke. It's a jumbo.
I like pizza.
No, I always say to him, it's like, well, they're all personal pizzas if you're eating them alone. You know, it's all like sad and depressive, self-deprecating. like Trash Stash, that's one of your boys, 666.
Oh yeah. Holy fuck, Frost did lose weight. God damn, he lost weight. Right? I thought I lost weight, man. This motherfucker lost weight.
No, if you saw a full body shot of this man, he's fucking in shape now. He's fucking doing good.
There you go.
Now I'm the big look at my neck. Look, I'm like Frost. Go, come on, Frost.
Go. What's going on?
Now we're shooting the shit. Cammy's busting my balls, and Rick is backing her up, and per usual, that's it.
Eating a bag of fucking nuts.
Joke.
Man, Rick, I haven't talked to Cammy in a while. Cammy's awesome.
Yeah, Rick is just playing with his nuts.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah, what are you up to, buddy?
I literally just got off work and ate some food, and then I'm going to be going to bed here in about 5 minutes so I can go back to work at 7 a.m.
Fuck, that sucks.
Life as the supervisor at the post office.
I thought of you the other day. I was down in the comic book shop, and I came across some Initial D for $1 a piece, $1 a volume, and I was like, well, but they were all random. It was like volume 12, 21, whatever. I was like, do I get them or no? I didn't end up getting them, but like I thought to myself, I was like, oh yeah, well, I know Frost is into that. It's and Rick, if you don't know, Initial D is like Frost will you more, but it's an anime, but it revolves around, I don't know, street racing or if it's actual racing like NASCAR racing type. So it's like
street racing,
yeah.
Like,
but it's popular. It's been around for a while. It's been around since like early 90s, maybe.
Early 90s,
yeah.
Right on, man.
Like,
it's good to fucking see you, Frost. Fuck, I haven't seen you in fucking in a frog's age. How's the family?
Look at him. He's a fucking slim motherfucker. Look at his neck. Look at him.
I remember back in the day talking to these fucks all night. Holy fuck! This is
I know.
Old school, man.
Look, there he goes. Look at him. Muscles McGee. Look at him. How much time
he calls himself scumbag number 1.
Oh, yeah. How many hours did we fucking hang out at night just fucking kicking it? Jesus.
Bro, there was
have a good night.
Oh, is that who that is? Blue Electric?
That's
yeah.
Cam.
Oh, hello,
he wouldn't come on. Tammy, you can come on. You don't have to come on screen. You can just come on. Just click the link. Come on. She said, fuck, Frost looks good. Yeah, that's what I said to him last time I saw him. I was just like, what the fuck you been doing? He's like, oh, no, just eating healthy, doing good. Yeah.
That's it. Eating healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys are grown, man. They're fucking young lads now, man. I remember when the little Pee-wee was a little tiny baby.
Yeah, he's like 13 now.
Not the youngest one. No, not Joseph.
No, Joseph's 13. He's
yeah,
12,
but what was your youngest son's name?
Nathaniel.
So I mean, he's got to be what, 7 or 8, 6?
Yeah, he's 7. He'll be 8. Hey, when are you gonna be 8?
Hey, when are you gonna be 8?
You are 8. So you're gonna
Yeah,
Come over here. Let me.
Yeah. Look,
Look.
even his voice.
Look at that hair.
What's up, little dude? Yeah, man. You're rocking that hair, man.
We saw him when he was like a baby, like an
No,
infant.
we saw the other Micro Foss. We saw Youngin when he had the long hair going on.
Oh well, hold on. Tell his dumbass.
Because Nancy loves the long hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man. See?
Wow.
What's up?
Wow. Dude, crazy, man. I
Hey,
remember when he
man.
was
You got the long hair and everything.
Yeah, man. Keep it going, man.
grown up
I'm
now.
keeping it
How
going.
are you doing? What are you doing? What's up? What's new with you?
Nothing really.
Do you remember me?
Not really.
It's
Not
Gene.
really?
Gene
No.
Pauley Speeder. You don't remember Gene Pauley Speeder?
No.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that was
You
also
used to
like
pop
10
on all
years
the
ago.
time.
It was
Yeah,
like 10
no.
years ago.
When you were young, you had a little crush on my daughter at the time.
His daughter at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't
Is
remember. It was
it the
7 years
picture
ago.
up on the thing that he drew for Gene? Is it still on the wall?
No, I took them down.
You took them all because you were redoing everything.
Yeah. They're in the book, though. I still have them.
So she still has the picture that he drew of you too.
Why?
Yeah, it's
What's
super
Nancy? I heard
funny.
Nancy. What's Nancy up to?
She won't want to be on camera. She's
No,
like,
that's
no.
all right. I asked her,
She's nothing.
does she miss me? Does she miss me?
He says, do you miss him? Gene Pauley Speeder.
John.
She goes, I don't know. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she does ask every once in a while. She's like, what's going on with that guy that's in like Canada? What was his name? I'm like, Gene Pauley Speeder. Yeah, how's he doing? Is he doing better? I'm like, yeah, as far as I know.
He recently came out as a confirmed fuckhead.
Yeah. Here,
Oh,
fuckhead.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Whoever Trash Dash is funny. He said, I weigh 700 pounds right now, and I've been limiting myself to 1 cake a day instead of 3, but it's not working. Hey, moderations.
Yeah.
Okay, eat that 1 cake in moderations through the day. You'll start getting it.
If we can get 2 in, we're doing good.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, no, Trash Dash is funny motherfucker, man. I've known him for a while now.
My problem is I hate fucking cooking, so I end up ordering food. So I end up having what I call like I don't go out on Fridays anymore because it's a waste of money. I end up just going drinking or whatever. So instead, I stay home, watch movies, and I have Fat Boy Fridays. So I end up ordering pizza, donair, poutine, 2-liter pop, and I eat that all to myself, like literally like 4,000 calories just to myself. Like and I'm just like. I'm like, oh, well, yeah. And like, meanwhile, I don't go walk. I don't do anything physically other than like push-ups and curl-ups in the morning, which don't matter if you're eating that kind of food. And especially if you're having a beer, I mean, it's just empty calories. So I'm like looking in the mirror. I'm like, my hair is going gray. My chins are getting double. I'm like, what's going on? I'm not fucking all in. What's happening? What am I? I'm like, yeah, I know what's up. You know what's up. Stop lying to yourself. What the fuck?
What you do is you grow a beard, and then you don't see that double chin no more, and you're fine.
I tried growing a beard, but it comes out like Hulk Hogan. Like I get that like fine Asian kind of thing going on because I can't grow a proper beard. And don't chime in, Rick. Don't even say it, bro. Rick,
Say what?
Rick could be like, it's because you're not a proper man.
You're not a proper. Speaking of the initial D, there's that right there.
Okay.
What's with the black car? The one I saw you do was the white one.
So this is Volume 3 Omnibus. So this is the battle, the drift battle. He's going against this car in this volume. That's why he's on this cover.
What's the insides of that look like?
Pretty standard, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mangas never really come colored.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Wow. They're
But
using
they literally make a
duotone in there.
Yeah, they literally make a manga of everything, like volleyball, basketball, whatever the hell. But that's one of the more obviously, they love racing and cars and stuff like that. So, but like last time I was talking to Frosty, he was putting a model together of one, and I think you were finishing it up.
Yeah, I got it. I got the I finished that up, and that's on the shelf. Good night, love you.
So are you going to get in? There has to be more. Are you going to get the black one? Or are you going to do other ones, or just?
No, that's the one that I like the most. That's
That's
the
the stock car of the main character, I assume.
yeah. That's the A86. It's the thing is, I like that car a lot because I actually had an A82 Corolla and I just loved it. And then I didn't even know about the manga, and then I found the manga and I was like, what? They had a whole thing about this, and then I watched it and I thought the manga was great, and then I thought the anime was great.
Did you just?
And I'm actually this is actually they've been coming. They just started doing these omnibuses for it. Like they never did. They didn't actually even finish the manga in America, so you can never really actually read the whole manga.
Did you just stumble on it, or did like Ray or somebody like that show you, or?
No, I knew about it way before I even was talking to you guys. Actually, like way before. But I never actually was buying any of it because I didn't know where to buy manga at the time because it was like it was like 2012 ish. I want to say no, not 2012 because Joseph was born in 2011, so probably about 2008, 9 is when I learned about Initial D, and then I started watching it, and I was like, man, that's dope. And then I never knew where to buy the mangas, and then after that, I just kind of left it all alone. Then I started finding mangas, and then
Well, I remember Ray. That was the only person at the time I knew who liked that style of art. Like we all like Ninja Scrolls, Akira, and stuff. Everybody liked it. Evan liked it and all this, but I knew Ray was like about it. Like I remember he bought a bunch of comic book versions of manga, we will say, but comic adaptations.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He still does. I mean, he doesn't buy now. There's an app. I mean, it's literally, I think it's like $2.99 a month, and you can read thousands and hundreds of manga. And it's like, why spend money on comic books when you can do that?
Yeah, because I mean, per volume, it's got in Canada, it's either $11.99 or $14.99 per volume, and like an average series. And I'm not talking about like the big ones, like the popular ones. The average one can run like 25 volumes, like minimal 20 volumes.
Well, don't forget, there's also a premium. Like you're paying an extra like $5-6. Like most books on the back of them here in Canada, it'll have the U.S. price and the Canadian price, and it's always like.
And yet you got something tangible, like you got something in your hand, and some people like that. Well,
so like this manga is $18.99 in Canada.
That's like fucking. Come on.
It's like
$13.99. Is that a new show? Because I recently saw that on the comic network thing that I download shows on. What is it called?
The Blue Wolves of Mibu.
Okay, no, never mind. Oh. That character looked familiar. It looked familiar what I was referring to. Oh, I was telling Rick earlier, there's one I've been watching called Dan. Let me see. What's it called? Hang on. Give me a second. Dan. Anyway, yeah. Dan. And it's basically just like geeky guy, cool girl. Girl is like more supernatural, and she's like a medium, and this guy's into UFOs, and they come together and they kind of get into mishap adventures or whatever. It's actually pretty cool, and I don't usually go for animes other than like the old school, like classic ones, Oh, he's gone?
What?
Oh, I thought you were gone. I can't see it. But yeah, like Ninja Scrolls and Akira and stuff like that. But yeah, Dan is a good show.
A real good one. I like to credit wow, Rick. I like to credit Rick. I was so brain farted because my buddy, it was so funny. He came up, he says to me, he's like, bro, have you watched this Berserk before? And I was like, bro, you never seen Berserk? He's like, what do you mean? It just came out. I was like, nah. That shit came out a long time ago, bro. My boy Rick showed us this shit, Berserk, a long time ago, and I watched that. That shit is crazy.
Berserk is wild.
But Berserk is beast mode, man. That shit's
The comic looks sick too. I haven't read it, but the comic looks sick, man.
I've
And
never.
there was like the episodic show too, but there's also like separate standalone movies that they did too.
What about
And-
Afro Samurai, Frost? You ever seen those?
Oh, fucking Afro Samurai is amazing. Samuel L. Jackson, come on.
Oh yeah. Did you know? I don't know
Love
if it's still in print, but like last year or 2 years ago, they reprinted both volumes of Afro Samurai.
Really?
Yeah, and they fucking because like it was impossible to find.
That was like a Teletoon show, right?
But
It
then-
was. Yeah.
So that's volume 2, and then
That's-
volume 1. Yeah, they're
What's
fucking
the
nice.
art like inside? What's the art like inside?
Oh, it's fucking insane. Find a sick page. Here's like a. He's like cutting.
Yeah, I remember it, but I don't even remember watching it.
The show's amazing.
That show is awesome. Samuel L. Jackson, main character. It's so good. I mean, it's so good they made a video game out of it, and that video game was dope as fuck.
Oh yeah, it was.
Was this coming
No,
out
it's sick, though, man.
around the same time? Like, not just because whatever, but it was. I remember Boondocks.
It was I think it might have been a little bit before Boondocks.
Boondocks was badass. That was like the first like adult, you know, it was fucked up. I remember once. Anyway, it's a fucked up show. It's good.
Boondocks is sick.
Yeah.
I love Boondocks.
What are you up to tonight? What's going on with you? You said you just got off work.
Yeah. I just got off work, did a 12-hour shift, and I'm about to go to bed, and then I'm about to go to work at 7 in the morning to do another 12-hour shift.
Have you guys been doing anything for Halloween, like horror movies or?
No, we don't do the horror movies.
No.
I'm not into horror movies. Nuh-uh.
I thought. No, maybe wrong. I thought Nancy liked horror movies. No. I thought she liked partaking in the lettuce in horror movies. No.
Not that I know of. I mean,
Okay.
she'll watch a horror movie here and there, but she has to watch it with me being home. If she's gonna watch
Okay.
a horror movie, But I don't partake in the horror movies. No. I mean, the boy.
I see Kyle around. I try and catch Joe every now and again, but he's busy. But I see Kyle around. But yeah. So,
Oh yeah, comic fans around here and there.
Yeah.
Kyle always around.
you know who I never see around is and I'll reach out to him every now and again, just touch base. Is Mike. Mike is kind of like off the grid. Like he's just family oriented right now. Like he's just that's it.
Four-way?
Yeah. I hardly ever only time I talk to him maybe about like Warhammer. Like I'll comment on his shit, like his painting and stuff. That
I
he's
feel
doing.
like I've talked to him like recently, like in the last like couple years, like for sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Even like I said the other night, Sean, like I met him, like his kid was playing hockey over by where I used to stay at, and fucking I met up with him and we shot the shit for a bit, and I gave him a couple comics and on his way.
Yeah, he I talk to him shit like every other day because we're in a fantasy hockey league.
Oh, okay.
And Marky.
Also, am I wrong? I thought you were a Dodgers fan. No, I thought you were. I was gonna say you must be stumped, but anyway. But have you been watching baseball?
I have not. I work too much to pay attention to sports.
Oh, Marky's loving it with the Mets and stuff.
Sports.
The fucking guy I work with, he's big into hockey, and he's like a Leafs fan. And like every time the Leafs play, this guy's like telling me every fucking thing. He's like, they're up by 5, and then all of a sudden, whoever the fuck they were playing up, now they got 2 points. It's gonna flip on us.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I'm Canadian as fuck, and I don't hockey. Don't give a fuck.
the Maple Leaf fans are the funniest because they'll never win. They'll always lose. Like, and they're up every year. They act surprised. They'll just never win, bro.
Some motherfuckers take it serious.
I like watching it like shits and giggles. I don't care. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you ask me like what if you gave me if I handed out free tickets.
Look at those scumbags in the fucking chat.
New York Warriors.
Warriors.
Man, Biggies, grab the link.
Yo,
hop in.
Biggies, what the fuck, dude?
Hop in the link.
He's like,
That'd be crazy. Listen, that would be crazy if you hopped in the link.
He'd be like, yo, guys. Okay, listen. This is what I got.
That's
Okay.
insane, dude.
Listen.
Um,
I miss. You know who I miss? I miss fucking Silos. He be like,
Dude, we talked about him last night. Last night, me and Sean were like, "Yo, whatever happened to Silos, man?"
this big scary dude from Staten Island on the subway or on the bus coming home from work talking. You're like, hey, yo, Gene, and he's trying to talk quiet. Hey, yo, Gene, yo, what's up, Rick? Take down my number. And I'm like,
yeah, what an OG. The guy was an OG, man.
Yo, Gene, hey, I got this shit right here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
funny guy, man. He
Oh
was
my God,
fucking
man.
awesome, bro.
Those were some fun times, man.
Hell
Honestly,
yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, Lowe's was so cool.
All the like
Big time.
a lot of good funny times back then. I hope Biggie, I hope you're doing good out there and fucking
Big, if you
There
can,
he
hop
is.
on the link even for a sec.
wow.
Yo,
This is like
What?
yo, this is like old school, man.
Yo, yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's good, man?
what's
How are
going
you?
on?
Back in this feels like back in 2016.
Man.
Before that, it was before that when we were doing this shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, let me
man.
let me lower the volume of my TV. Yeah, I just I had trouble sleeping and
late at night too, right?
I had trouble sleeping and I came down to the living room and I put on YouTube and I just looking through my feed and I see you. I thought, oh shit, look at these guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Dude.
hella
I hope
funny.
you're doing good, man.
I'm good, yeah, man. I'm good. I'm chilling, man. Hope you guys are good. You know.
Yeah, I caught one of your last videos, but you're not making as many videos as you used to be doing.
Nah, you know what? It's I went through like a health scare, um, maybe a few months ago, well, more than a few months ago, and then I've been just focusing on that, and then work has been kicking my ass, and then a few years ago, me and my wife we bought a house, and the house has been a lot of work,
Yeah.
you know. So it's just I don't have time to like make content like I used to, you know. So it's like once in a while I'll do something just, and the only people that speak right now together is just me, Manny, and
Marky.
Mike.
Oh, Mike.
And Mike, yeah. No, Joker.
Oh, Joe. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, Joker. Marky, I'll speak with him through chats, but he's never like available. Jeff, I speak through him through like a chat once in a while. But yeah, the guys that really don't really. It's just us three that kind of like stick together still. You know, like we still meet up and stuff like that. Us three.
That's
Well,
cool.
let Manny know. I said he's still a fucking bird.
He'll laugh at that too. He's telling that.
But yo, that Frost, man, fuck that Frost. He's a bird.
We still call him that. We still fuck like as much as shit we give each other, we still do that. Like we still bust each other's chops real hard. You know
That's good.
that never changed. That never changed. And Silos, I heard you say about Silos. Silos works. I got him a job in my company like 5 years ago, and he's still working there. But he
That's
works he works in Manhattan. A whole nother borough. I still work in Staten Island. I still work in Staten Island. So that's
You
why
have
I
to talk to him. Tell him we said what's up.
Yeah, he actually I swear to God, the last time I saw him was probably like a year ago. He came into the building where I worked at because he was doing some interborough stuff with the company, and he says, "So you speak to everybody? What about Frost? What about G. Bole's Peter? What about that?" He started mentioning everybody. I was like, "Yo, I don't hardly do this stuff no more, so I don't really, you know."
I mean, I haven't made a video since like 5-6 years, maybe. Frost, when was the last video you made? I mean, I know you were doing card stuff for a while, but it's probably been a minute since you did your last one, maybe 2 years.
I just did a video the other day, but it's just mostly I'm just what it is. I'm getting rid of a lot of my stuff, a lot of my collection.
Yeah, I chimed in. I left a comment on your Batman video. Like I thought it was cool. I was just like, yo, man. It was like, I'm subscribed to a lot of people, and some people changed their names, so I didn't even know who I'm subscribed to anymore. And then I saw Biggs had one up showing off his Batman stuff. It was around Batman Day, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, hey man, what's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. He was just like, oh, what's up? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I replied back to your comment. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's been a minute. Like this, 4 of us here now. This is wild to me. This is wild. It's been a
Yeah,
minute
it's
for this.
crazy. It's been a long time. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's been a while. It's
But
been a while.
everyone's fucking still at
How about
least
you guys?
interested
Yeah,
in something. You know
Frost,
what I
how's the
mean?
kids? How's the kids, Frost?
Man, big. We
Hawkeye got to be
they,
big by now.
Oh yeah, he. What did he say he was? He was 8. He was 8 years old.
Oh
What did
my
he say?
god.
Yeah, we just kind of grilled him on that. We are just like, the kids must be getting big, and he came along, and I was like, hey man, you remember me? He's like, no. I'm like, okay, cool.
He's like,
Good
Hey,
look
my-
at
"Hey,
that,
fucker."
man.
My
I don't
son is
remember my dad's old friends. Why would I? I'm fucking.
my son is 14 now.
14.
Yeah, he's 14. He's 5'12". He's size 10 and a half in sneakers.
Shit, I take a 10. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm a 9.5. You know, just saying.
Yeah, he's gonna be he's definitely gonna he's probably gonna be taller than me.
Well, it's like Manny's boy got to be what now? 6.
Oh yeah, Mason is there. He's like 6, 7 years old. Yeah.
He's talking about Manny's kids like grown, living in Japan right
No,
now.
remember he had the baby. He had the baby. Remember?
I'm just kidding.
No, but he does have grown. He has
Yeah.
He's
He has
out with
Eli.
Elijah wrestling and stuff.
It's Thunder Summer or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's still doing that. Eli's still wrestling. He
I follow him on IG all day. I comment there
you
all
see,
the time.
Yeah, I watched him.
he's in Mexico right now.
He's
Oh, is that what he's
dedicated.
doing now?
Yeah, he left Japan maybe a few months ago. Then he came back out here for like a month, and now he's in a Mexican program.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
he was dedicated. I remember that. Like when he got back from the army, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got back from the army and he was all dedicated. He was going towards it. And at first, it can come off like kind of like, oh, okay. But he was serious about it. And like, yeah, he's doing it, man. Like, good
I
on
like
you, man.
I like the journey. I like watching because it's like he was in Japan for a while doing that shit, man. That
Yeah,
shit
he
was
was.
Crazy. That's nuts, dude.
He was training with um shit Taka Michinoku and shit. I was like, what?
Yeah. The Jap.
Like
Yeah.
Because he's not a small dude. He's got to be like 6'1", 6'2", or something, right?
Eli's like 6'2". Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great too. Is he'd be wearing the fucking the tidy whitey trunks, bro.
Yeah, he'd be over.
Yeah.
He'd be over in Japan. He'd be fucking Andre the Giant, man. He's massive.
Yeah, Eli does. His appearance. He wants to do like the old school appearance. He wants to look like he's from the 80s.
And he does too. That's the crazy
No,
part.
I see that with the leather jacket and shit and the tidy white.
The mustache with no beard.
Tito Santana look.
No, Tito had he had pants on.
Did he?
He
I
got
thought he had the little tidy whities. Who am I thinking of? Rick. No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Ric Flair had a little tidy whities. Hogan had tidy whities.
Big John Studd? No, he had pants too.
No, he had pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I speak to him, I'll be making fun. I'll be like, "Yo, when are you gonna give your father belly to belly suplex?"
Belly to belly suplex. That'd be wild. You see, man, all butthurt. He turned blood red on camera. You know he would. He'd be just like, "No, that didn't happen." You know, like.
Yeah.
Man, he hated when I used to talk about his cuffy shorts. I'm like, who
Oh
wears shorts
yeah, I
with
remember that.
cuffies? Like, who
I
does
remember that. I remember that.
He was like, "Yo, it's the style. It's a style."
We get on him for his con sneakers. He be wearing like he wears like these low cut like Hirachi Nikes. And yeah, and they're always some like they're like some pink and purplish color or like an aqua blue.
He was like, "Yo, I'm killing him. I'm killing him."
That's
bro.
what he would like suck his leg. He'd be like, fuck y'all.
Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know no style.
Whatever, yo.
Bunch of birds.
and then Jeff would chime in. Jeff, hey guys, leave him alone. Just leave him alone, guys.
Yeah.
The mayor here.
Yeah, I haven't spoken like personally to Jeff in a long time. He kind of like he just like dipped cold turkey without like saying nothing, and then it was months before we heard anything from him. And then we had an old Instagram chat, and he just popped, he just popped in out of nowhere, and he talks there regularly, but he don't talk to nobody directly. You know what I mean? Like it's just he just answers in that group text in that group chat, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
he did that to me once. Like I posted something on Instagram or something, and then boop, I was like, "What the?" I was like, "Where the fuck's he been?" Like, all right, what up, Jeff? And then silent, and then like a month or so later again, boop. I'm like, "What the?" Like,
I
what?
Yeah,
follow
he
Joker.
don't he like completely disappeared. I told them guys, I said if y'all ever wanted to do something, just let me know and we could, get together again. But nobody, I guess they don't, it's
But Joker's still going with his stuff, right? He's still doing everyday shit, right?
who?
Mike, he's still doing stuff, or is he doing it on IG or?
Nah, Mike is Joker. They still collect and all that stuff, but they do it more privately now.
Yeah.
And, they don't like I still buy certain things and certain keys, but I don't. It depends how I feel. Sometimes I feel like posting it, and I'll post it. But Mike doesn't really post anything anymore, and Manny doesn't post it. But they just went to New York Comic Con.
I was about to ask, did you go?
Oh yeah.
No, I can't. You know what it is? I can't handle a con that size.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I have issues with my leg and all that, and that New York Comic Con is just straight walking all day,
Well, yeah,
all
I
day.
remember you telling me that. No, I remember you telling me that. I say
So
that as like,
if I when I go to shows, I'll go to like a smaller one.
yeah,
It's
You're
more
gonna find
accessible.
you'll find better stuff at a smaller show too, though. Or you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, New York.
I do.
because you guys
Yeah,
have Emerald, right? You have Emerald Con. That's
nah, we don't have
No,
Emerald.
Emerald's over here on my end.
okay.
Yeah.
That's in Seattle.
Uh,
Greg, you remember Greg? You know Greg.
yeah, talk about somebody losing weight. Jesus.
Greg went to New York Comic Con.
Greg.
Fudor, Fudor. He had a big
Yeah.
beard. He used to be a
What the
big
fuck?
guy.
What the
Oh
fuck?
yes, I know Greg. You talking about?
Yeah,
Am I saying his last name right, Joe? Fudor?
it was
Fodor?
it was
Yeah.
it was like Hodor or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I can't
Fodor.
remember.
I
I can't
remember he
remember.
came with us to Big Apple Con. He came with us
Yeah, he
to.
was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was at the con too this past week.
I, I
Oh,
got I got added to a chat somewhat recently when Tebow passed. I got added to a chat with um Marty and Ray, and that was the first time I was talking to those guys in years. And I had hopped on the chat just to say a few words about TiVo and stuff like that. And you
I did
know,
that too. Yeah,
yeah,
I went on that. They did like a show about Tebow, like and everyone that had interaction with him. The thing is with Tebow, I haven't spoken to Tebow in maybe a couple of years before he died. We have like that whole stop. So I kind of felt like
yeah.
I didn't know a lot of the people that he was interacting with in the last recent years.
It was literally the night before I was talking to him, and I had reached out to him on IG. I reached out. I said, "Yeah, I've been thinking about getting back to doing getting back to doing videos that I don't know what to really to do because I don't have a collection anymore. But so I want to like highlight some people, and so like I reached out. He said, "Man, whatever you need, I got you, whatever." And I remember catching, I try and catch people's things. So I caught the live, and I was watching his top five, top 10, whatever.
Yeah, they
Uh,
do the cover price thing. Yeah.
yeah, cover price thing, and I watched that, and it gave me a shout out and all this. It was like cool, and it was like Marty was in the chat and live with him, and then after that, Marty, I was talking to Marty afterwards. He was like, "Oh yeah," and then the next morning, I got like 3 or 4 messages from people, and I was like, "That's fucked." So I felt, I just wanted to go on and just say my
Yeah,
little piece about it, just
I don't know. Tebow. We have history with him. You know that. He was, always a guest on our auctions and our channel, and we would, back talk with, in the private chats, in the and when he passed away, like normally with somebody that you don't meet in person, you kind of, okay, they passed away, you feel sad normally, but then it doesn't linger on you. But his death like really bothered me,
yeah,
and I didn't realize it was gonna. Yeah, I didn't expect it to like to like. I didn't expect to I mourned him, and I didn't expect that, and I'm like, damn, this man passing away really bothers the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it
Well,
was just so it was so sudden.
the one that
And
stopped. Sorry. Go
yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it just you know it bothered me for a long time. Like even like a month after he passed away, it still was like I couldn't believe it. You know, like it's just like you
Yeah,
know it just,
it was a little like I said, he's young. He was a young man. Like I mean, 52 is not old, man. Like we're all approaching that age, except for Rick. I mean, Rick, you're getting there, but I mean, and
Hey, what do
Joe.
you want me to say?
I mean, well, whatever, you know. But I mean, we're all getting there. I mean, and you all got to take, take. Like I'm here having a beer and stuff, and I shouldn't. And like I need to be taking care of myself. I've just finished telling the boys I'm like having Fat Boy Fridays where I'm like doing 4,000 calories and falling eating while I'm in bed. I'm like, that's not good. Like I need to watch my shit, But like the one that stuck with me was Collector Lou. You know,
oh
he
yeah, I remember, yeah, yeah.
every time he'd have his statue collector, even though I didn't collect statues, every fucking time I'd find a link for on Thursday night or Wednesday night and Thursdays, I'd get a link from him for like 7 years straight to come on and talk statues. I didn't collect statues and he knew that. But like, when he passed and that it kind of resonates with you, man. It kind of just puts things in perspective and makes you think what you're doing and prioritizes.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, like when he passed and when like TiVo passed, it kind of makes you look at things and prioritize family and what you're doing and you know enjoy what you're doing, but really realize that this is just something on the side that you should be doing. Everything else, there's more important. Go live life, you know. But yeah,
I didn't make it to that show.
you didn't make what show?
To the TiVo
Yeah,
tribute.
you should have been on there because you were one of the first people who did introduce. Like I
Yeah.
knew TiVo through Marty, but I knew him through you because you knew him. So I mean, you could have gone on and give a couple of nods, but I mean,
I mean, like here's the thing, like TiVo, to some a dickhead,
yeah,
to others good dude, right?
Yeah.
I always had a good rapport with TiVo. I like TiVo. We bullshitted, always make fun of each other, everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just forgot we were live for a second.
I didn't. When I found out he passed, I was like, "Oh shit!" That's crazy. Like, I literally just watched his show. Like, I literally just watched this shit, and I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Okay, so he passed." I was like, "All right." And I seen they had this whole thing for him, and I was like, I don't, I don't need to watch that because I was, I want to remember TiVo for what he was and what he did, not hear everyone talk about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't need to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, it's great what everybody did, but I didn't need to be a part of that because
Yeah.
there's nothing I was gonna say that was gonna be different from somebody else.
That's
You know?
right.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel you on that because you experienced what you were going to talk about with him anyway, and mostly every the reason I got on is because the people that were there doing it, like the people that were heading it, like those people from Bird City and that other guy, like they just met him
those,
in the last
Yeah, they
couple of
didn't.
years.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
didn't
really
know.
know him from back then, so I wanted to make sure that some stories from back then were brought up to now, so what I'm saying, so they could know that part because they only know him like in the
and
recent couple of
I
and
mean,
years.
that's
like they
what I
don't
did.
even.
I went on just to share like a little anecdote what I remember and like he used to be real encouraging. I mean, I went on. I shared that anecdote of how like I went on to we did 2 years when we went on ETA Nick, and the first year I beat him, and the second year Ross was on my side, like and kind of and I lost, and fuck did I was just like fuck, and I remember saying to T, I was like, bro, I'll get you next year, and that just never happened. But
That's because Nick stopped doing that.
yeah,
But that year that you lost to
yeah.
TiVo, I beat TiVo.
Yeah, so I just shared that anecdote. Like I just wanted to share something, like you said, Big. I just wanted to share something,
Yeah.
these people who didn't know, like there was people who, like I think like anybody from YouTube, I think JLS went on and kind of summed up how any of us probably felt about TiVo. You know,
Yeah.
it was a love hate love. You know, like he was very outspoken. I remember going into TiVo's chats sometimes randomly, and he'd just be spinning, doing his thing,
I
and
mean, let's be honest.
fun.
Marky and I put his whole fucking channel on the map. All right.
Who
Yeah. Yeah. With
Marky
the
and I, we put his whole channel on the
with
map.
the
If it
sub?
wasn't for Marky and I with Namor and Aquaman battle, he would have never been made famous. He's welcome.
I remember blowing that chat up, man. That was so fun that night.
yeah, that was the best right there.
Oh,
Stuff like that doesn't happen anymore.
I remember Frost 100%. I remember me and Frost, we were all prep. We were in chat prior prepping. We're like, all right, this is what we have, and go in, dominated. Marky was just like deer in the headlight with it. I was like, I felt like Marky, did no one prep you with this shit? Like, because we went in guns a blazing.
Oh yeah, there was prep work that went in on that one.
Listen, TiVo. At the end of the day, TiVo was fun. He rubbed elbows with a lot of people. He had a lot of friends on IG, and there was people who didn't like him. There was people, he rubbed the wrong way, but he was always his own self, man. He didn't give a fuck. But he had a very stressful job. People ask me like, what happened to him? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like he had a stressful job. To my knowledge, he didn't do drugs. To my knowledge, he was only possibly at best a social drinker, like with food. Yeah, maybe like partaked in a little bit of lettuce. That's it.
A little
But
bit.
yeah, right. But like to my knowledge, like I
Ounces.
said,
Ounces.
to go out at 52, super young,
Pounds.
super young.
That boy, he was an avid toker.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember me and him had talked about it. I remember proposing to him
He
one
used to
time.
do it on my channel live. Remember?
high shit.
He used to go when we used to do the auctions. He'd be like, "All right, I just win my round. I don't go back until after these guys. I'm gonna go walk the dog." Remember? He used to go walk the dog, and he would come back freaking roasted, man.
There'd be times that he'd be so high he didn't even know what he was talking about. He was,
He
what?
remember he was closing his eyes
Yeah,
right
his
on
eyes
camera.
was closed. What?
Well, me and him had talked about we were going to do buds, books, and bands. We were going to do like a song, a band, or an album that matches up with a book, and we would talk about a strain of weed. And it never ever happened. I mean, it was just kind of a loose topic.
It's because TiVo was too big time for you, bro.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he was too big time. He was too energetic.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no.
that
Dude had more energy than fucking most people I've ever met.
Yeah,
but
he was entertaining.
the funny part is what people don't realize. If it wasn't for TiVo, there was a lot of different fucking channels that wouldn't have spawned from his shit.
100%.
Like Gem Mint.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
welcome. The motherfucker from Gem, the dude who started out with Gem Mint, whatever his name was,
yeah.
TiVo.
Gary also.
But
Gary also, you know what I'm saying?
I remember
The
saying
basement people, right?
I remember saying on the chat when I was commenting, I was like, he did, there probably wouldn't have been the comic book fanatics. If through comic book fanatics, there would have been the New York Warriors. There wouldn't have been us all about comics. There wouldn't have been all that stuff. He was a predecessor for a lot of stuff, and he used to give me a lot of credit for like knowing a lot about comics. But while like he knew a lot about comics, he knew a lot about speculation. He knew a lot about that shit. So
Yeah, yeah. I was making videos before. I mean, on my own before Comic Fanatics, but the group as New York Warriors when we did that, that spawned out of that. That was actually that was you that named us that.
New York
That was
Warriors.
you, Sean. Yeah, yeah. That year that we were going to Big Apple Con and we were going to see the Warriors, the actors who were going to be at the Big Apple Con. And he was like, we was like, oh, they canceled the day before the con. We was on one of your off airs, and he was like, it's all right, the Warriors canceled, but you know what, my New York Warriors will be there. And I was like, oh shit, you know what, we're gonna run with
That
that.
was fun back then. Like, you guys would be doing a live, and then Frost will show up and be a guest, or I'd be a guest, and then we'd be doing live, and then you'd be a guest, or Marky be on, or whatever. Like, it was fun back then. It was just We were fucking around. It was fun, and we were actually talking comics, you know. And now what
Yeah.
going on? Not knocking anybody what they're doing, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. It's
No,
different.
they're doing the same thing that we've done already. Like if they're doing it new.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one guy out there now. He tries to play this Doctor Doom role, this villain. He goes by the name Sticky. Anyway, he's a
Oh, I know who you talk about. You talk
yeah, and
about
I'm just like,
Sticky.
dude, like
Yeah.
people have come and gone. They did that stuff. Like it don't work. Just be a good guy, make comic content, and enjoy it. But he got a big
Yeah.
following, so I don't know. Whatever. Each your own.
I remember Frost's old van videos.
But which one? Oh, when I was
The van videos. The van when you were
yeah,
in the truck or the van or
yeah.
the driving.
What was it? It was like the Frosted Thoughts or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those were good. I mean, cruising down the road, making a little video.
Well,
Yeah.
when I first met Frost, it was Frost, Gamma, and Merc doing their thing. It was like Hangman or what was it called? It was I forget what it was.
When I first saw Frost, he was doing his own stuff first.
No,
By himself.
yeah. When I met Frost, I forget what you guys went by. It was 3 of you guys.
No, it was 4 of us. It was Gamma, Merc with a mouth, me, and Archangel.
Archangel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Archangel, that's right.
We were
Yeah.
4 awesome guys.
We're awesome guys.
Four
Yeah,
of
yeah, I
us.
remember that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Archangel was so
fuckheads.
mild mannered. Gamma would not add anything, and it basically be you and Merc talking back and forth. And then every now and again, Ark would chime in, and you guys would kind of bust his balls a little, as friends do. You know, like you didn't go at him. But Ark was all like real mild mannered and whatever.
Yeah.
Gam always had his head down. He always had his head down.
He
Yeah,
had his head down.
he never ever said anything, man. He was just there. And nice guy, man, but never said nothing. I remember being in the chat, and that's when I first met Frost and the boys, and yeah.
It was good. It was fun. It was good times. Like we laughed. You know, what's funny is like I never was on any of those other live shows. Never. Merc
Yes,
was.
you were.
No. Before I started, right?
Oh.
I wasn't on any of them, right? As a matter of fact, I didn't even watch any of them. And then when I met Merc, we were just it was through our comments because we liked Deadpool, so we always talked that way. And I guess Merc was friends, New Arc and Gamma through because they used to go on All About We Love Comics and stuff. And so they were over there, and then they got tired of his bullshit. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so
that guy's still doing videos, yo.
He's still going.
I throw a comment in there sometimes, and then he geeks out. He's like, "Oh my God, Brendan Spear Frost, how have you been?" It's so fun. I love doing it, man.
You remember when you were mediating?
Like I remember one time Frost I got into it with him one time, and I ain't gonna repeat it. I'm not gonna get into it. But Frost had said something to him that was so fucking out of line and wild that everybody was just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was so out of pocket. I mean,
what was it? I want to know.
Oh well, I'm gonna type it in the private chat here because I'm not even gonna say it.
Type it in the chat. Type your racist comment in the chat.
It's not.
Type your transphobic racist comment in the chat.
I forgot we were live, but yeah.
You remember, Frost, when you mediated that whole thing?
That's not even that bad. That word, the F word, you could replace it with the R word.
That sentence was fucking ostentatious at the time.
What, like in the middle? You guys were live, or you guys were talking like in a video?
It was live, and it was so heated right in the moment.
The comment for I'll say it because I don't think it's that bad. I'm gonna fuck your mother, he says. Or I'm gonna
fuck
your wife.
No, it wasn't mother.
It was your wife, he says.
And it was like right in the moment. Like Frost was so heated and so angry at that moment. And also, I remember I'm backing up Frost. I'm like, this is my boy. And all of a sudden, I'm just like.
It's like Mike Myers when Kanye West says George Bush doesn't care about black people.
George Bush hates black people. I'm like Mike Myers looking at fucking Kanye over there. I'm like, what the fuck?
You remember what Manny called him live, Frost? Remember what he called We Love Comics live? We can't say that now.
Oh,
He called the BS live.
yes, that's right.
Manny
Yes,
was
he did.
wild for that all the time on the live shows, and I remember being like, Manny, like, and he would say whatever, and I guess he had the Puerto Rican pass or whatever it is in New York, but he would just say whatever he wanted to say, and I was like,
It was
Manny was wild. Manny was wild.
like the things that were said.
Yeah, but
Yeah, right now
it was
the
10 years ago. It was like 10
Yeah,
years ago. So
these
it was
are
a different world,
10-year
man.
old conversations, man. These are 10
I
year
know
old.
it's so funny. You can't even say those things now. The algorithm will shut you off completely
Exactly.
just by catching it. Yeah,
Yeah, me and Rick were talking earlier about a horror movie. We were like, oh, and the guy unalived himself. Like, you gotta
You
watch
said that. I'm not
every
afraid to
fucking
say
thing.
kill. I'm not going to say unalive. Like, I'm not a pansy.
I'm not a pansy.
Yeah, God, we love comics. That guy, he's a character, man. I mean, good for him. He's still doing it. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
mean,
I had a turn
I
around
mean,
about him. I had a turn around. I turned around about him.
look, you gotta keep it real. The
Yeah.
guy legitimately has spawned a bunch of different comic book channels because he's given some good knowledge and some bad. But then you got to remember, at that time, speculation was hard, and that's what
Yeah,
he was trying to do, was speculate. I can tell you
yeah.
for a fact he hit on two hard, and it
But
was Miles Morales and Spider Gwen. He hit those two on the head.
But it wasn't so much even that fucked all of us up. It was when he would do these weird videos about triangles and staring at the sun.
Oh, the
Man,
cut, the cut,
That would throw all of us through a loop and be like, "Oh, dude, it's open
the
season.
cult stuff.
Just going after you, bro."
but if he never did that with this chain, we would have never have known.
Yeah,
You know what I
Because
mean?
he
Like,
was a nice enough guy. All things
yeah,
aside, he's a nice enough guy. I remember meeting him through Comic Book Fanatics, one of the first live shows I went on with him. One of the first live shows I was ever on. I went on and he was there. And again, he was too big time for me at the time, had no whatever. But I remember, okay, I'll check out his channel. And I remember one of the videos I watched, it was like, he was like walking down the beach and with no glasses on, staring at the sun. And I'm just like, the fuck is happening here? I was like,
yeah. He fell off with Marty because
hard.
when Marty and Ray first did Comic Talk, it was the first episode was Ray, Marty, and We Love Comics, and then the second episode, he reached out and he asked if I wanted to join. So it was me, We Love Comics, Marty, and Ray. And then the third episode was that. And then after that, he started inviting more people in. And I can't remember how everyone else came on, but I do remember the first time he invited TiVo. And TiVo came on to Comic Talk. And Marty like geeked out, like fanboyed out having uh he geeked out hard having TiVo on, and We Love Comics kind of like felt jealous about that.
He did. You know what? I think, thinking about it, out of all the like the stuff that went on with We Love Comics, that beef between Marty and him, I don't think
that was wild.
I don't think that ever really got squashed.
How it ended, though, how it ended, and again, you're probably right, it didn't get squashed, but how it ended was when Marty went on and he had a big old thing of beer and
Oh, dude.
he said something way out of pocket, and we were just like, and I remember TiVo just instantly just removed that video, and we were all like, "Bro, like, it's too much."
I remember that video. That was
But he was having a good time. Again, like like here a second ago, I said I forgot we were live. I think he was caught up in the moment. And he forgot they were live, but at the same time, he was addressing.
No, he knew. Oh, he
well,
knew.
Yeah, no, I know he was
knew.
addressing them, but it was just
Because
like,
right after that, he came into the Hangouts, and it was like, yeah, I knew. F him.
it was wild though.
Yeah,
It
what
was.
really ended though was that mediation that Frost had with them. You remember that? But you know what it was? It got to the point where We Love Comics was beefing with everybody. He's beefing with Manny. He's beefing with Marty. He's beefing with TiVo. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy just like is getting into it with everybody. Like,
And he's
And
still,
that was the
I think
thing,
he's
like,
still
and the
beefing with
majority of
Don the Comic
everybody
Book.
kind of like
oh, the junkie. Remember the junkie did the toilet video?
Oh yeah.
What about What about him beefing with Captain Cummings?
Oh yeah, Captain Cummings. I remember that.
That beef was tough too, man. And what about the good? What
That was
about the?
also fucked.
But what about the best beef of them all? Me and that guy Rob.
Rob.
GL, great.
Yeah, the guy. I won't say that part because that's not. He's not.
That was I've since made good with him
I
because
think that was the beef that where the New York Warriors said we're gonna slowly back away from this one.
yeah, well I remember we went at him because we were like a group and we went after. Remember what was the little thing they had going live? You know, it was like Midwest and all those. And
You talking about, oh, you talking about
and Rob blocked me from saying something, and I rounded up everybody I fucking knew and got them the thumbs down. And at that time, that was like the most thumbs down on any video at the time. And you could,
You got to jog my memory. I'm having brain fart right now. Rob, who?
I'll say it. It was a great legend. It was a great legend.
Oh,
Yeah, and Rob was actually a bit wild at the time, and like I said, I like Rob now. We get on, we're good. But at the time, he was acting a bit wild, and I remember Frost and him were not good, and it was not good. And he was saying shit about Frost behind his back, which was not true. And then Frost was saying shit publicly to him, did not hesitate.
oh yeah, that was crazy. I remember that
And
now.
so like it was going back and forth, and I remember going on to, like I said, with Midwest Comic Guy and all these guys, and it was those guys, and they were doing a live thing. And
Oh, the whole comic core. They had that whole comic. I forgot about them.
yeah,
it's
and
like
I went to
Comics and stuff. Yeah.
and they blocked me, and I remember being like rounding up everybody. I said down, vote this down, and it was like literally the most down thumbs I've ever seen on any video at that time. It was like at one point 76 thumbs down, and these guys got so brutalized that they never did another video or returned from that afterwards. But it was that kind of shit that was childish, it was fucked up, and whatever. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but it was so
Yeah.
Blast it or stash it. That's what it was called. Blast it or stash it.
That's it. Yeah. And it was so whatever. But you know, it was fun.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I can't lie. I mean, we did have fun, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Is like when I did those videos about him, that is when the New York Warriors, y'all just said, we're gonna walk this direction. We don't want no part of it, because I wasn't just talking about him. I was talking about a lot of people at that time, because I was getting real pissed because people were saying things that weren't right and thinking they were saying the right, doing the right thing, and I'm like, no, like y'all can't just be coming up in here saying this stuff,
but
it's not kosher. So I was blasting people like I was the true blast it or stash it.
Yeah, but to your credit though, at the time there was one video he did, and I don't know if he took it down because of you or he just took it down because he knew, but he was in his kitchen and he was drinking, and it was like random out of pocket live, and he said something fucked up about you, and after that your gloves were off at you. You were like, that's it, I don't give a fuck, done is done.
Oh, I remember that. I
remember that. Like he said something really messed up. Like, I don't know if he went after your wife or he said something that just fucking, you were just like, nobody, this is not happening, done and done.
Yeah, and then I made that. I think it was the truth about the great legend.
Yeah, it was wild. It was fun.
Yeah, I remember he started doing all those truth videos, and then I ended up unsubscribing from him anyway. And I'm not sub to him now. So once in a while, like in the recommendations, even though you're not sub to somebody, like the video will pop up, and I see that he's still doing stuff.
Is he?
But
yeah.
But we were all, see, the thing was, is the big problem was we were all doing the off-air hangouts, so we had a pretty big clique. It was a pretty big group of us.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody had a problem with somebody, it all went down for everybody, So
yeah,
we did.
Those office were addicting, man.
They weren't they though? like, what the hell? What's wrong with this grown ass man wanting to talk to other grown ass men?
I
In
know.
the middle of the night, though. Let's think about that. It was in the
That's
middle
how
of the night.
fucked it was. Because Frost, me and you, and like Sean, we had many like very late nights. It was fucked, eh?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
You know what it was for me? 'Cause, at that time, my wife, she worked in the nursing home she worked the night shift in the nursing home. So she would
Yeah.
leave. She would leave at 9 o'clock. She would leave at 9 o'clock at night, and she didn't come back till morning. So I literally, and my kids were, my kids were always in bed early. So I had like the whole night, and I didn't go to work until the next day, like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. So like I literally had the whole night, and she worked that shit for years, for a few years. But that changed for me after she started working a normal shift. Then it kind of changed. Then I didn't do the office too much no more. Like I would still do the show that we did at 10 o'clock, and the auctions that we used to do at 10 o'clock. But then after that, I didn't really chill off air after that because I had to chill with the wife.
Yeah, like when my marriage ended, and of course I'm not contributing it to just that. I was a dick. I would whatever the fuck. I mean, there's many reasons, but it didn't help that I'd be on the off airs for like 9 out of the 10 hours. I'd be awake. I'd be like doing this shit and avoiding my family. It didn't help. It really didn't. But like
No, they
it
you know what
helped.
it is too. My wife told me too because we and her we got into a little bit. When they start seeing that you're having more fun doing this than having more fun with them, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
like,
y'all,
but
y'all should,
Frost knew me
y'all
better
should
than
get
a lot of
wives that
people.
are as cool as mine because mine didn't give a goddamn.
What's that?
Y'all need to get wives as cool as mine because mine didn't give a goddamn.
No,
Well,
yeah, my
yeah,
wife. To be honest, she didn't care. She don't care about what I spend. She's
Yeah.
like, as long as the bills are paid, I don't give a shit. You could do whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just at that time we were working so much. She was working so many hours, and I was working so many hours that like we didn't have any. At that time, we wasn't having any fun. Like with each other. Like we wasn't having like too many like fun moments. And then when she see like I'll be laughing my ass off real hard over something that how it was in the office,
Stupid
something
shit.
silly
Yeah.
that will make you stop laughing. Like remember that day when Marky got caught by his wife? Oh, that was the most funniest thing ever. I
He was
That
in his
was
basement.
hilarious. She came in the room screaming. She said, "Really, really?" And me and Frost were dying, laughing at him.
He said,
And my wife was like, "What's so funny?"
he was, ah, yeah, I gotta go. he got
Fuck, that's funny, dude.
he got in trouble. That shit was so funny.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
got in
no,
trouble.
the offers was great though. Like literally, there was an offer that was going for 24 to 48 hours. We had one going. Like there
yeah,
was somebody in it every time.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
There's
that
some
was that was
there's,
Sean. Sean
yeah.
used to have that link up running like all day.
And eventually it would get to a point in Frost about, and Rick would know, and you probably would know it too. Eventually I'd be like, oh, I'm going to step out for a joint. I'd be gone 2 hours. I'd be gone and it'd just be up. But
well,
like,
after a
but like,
while, it got to that point to where we started timing you. We were like, all right, throw the timer up and see when he comes back. And we'd have the timer up on the screen when he would
Yeah, it
leave.
was crazy. People were falling asleep on the hangout.
it'd be funny too. Sometimes some people will pop in that weren't, I forget the guy's name. Maybe you remember. I want to say his name was DJ or whatever. And he was very much about like wanting his channel to grow. And he comes in and I'm like, bro, you came in somewhere here where you don't know what's going on. Like everybody was welcome and it was cool. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like clicky. But he came in talking about like, oh, so what are you guys doing to grow your channel? It was like in here, we don't really talk about that, man. We just kind of like fuck around, like shoot shit. And
Yeah, we couldn't talk about that because JLS would steal our ideas.
yeah,
All the
I forget this
time.
guy's name was DJ something. Remember that? Do you remember that guy? Do you know who I'm talking about? I forget his name.
don't
Anyway, he was a bit of a bird.
I
He was
kind of, I
weird.
mean,
He was in the
there's so many different
military.
entities
He
that
was
popped in.
what?
Oh, are you talking about the one that was in Alaska?
I think so. He was in the military, and he was a nice
Was
enough
he the
guy.
one
Oh
that
yes.
he got
Yeah, I
he got
know.
that
I know who you're talking
tattoo,
about.
like
Yeah, and he just did not mesh with anyone. He was just a different vibe from everyone.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the military kid. The
I remember one
military
time
kid.
he came into the chat and we were all talking, shooting the shit, busting each other's balls. And he comes in and everyone kind of just like, oh, hey, man, what's up? And he's all like, so what do you guys do to increase your, viewer rate and stuff? And we were all like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? We have
I know
each
you're
other
talking about,
on. That's what we do.
But that
We
shit is
fucking
funny,
talk
though.
comics.
That shit's funny. Biggs is right, though. JLS became famous because he stole every single one of our shit.
Yeah.
That little fucker.
Did a lot of times.
Rush that
I
shit.
remember when the boys had they first had Bo Rock on. Literally, like 3 days later, Jesse had Steve Bo Rock on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
Frost, remember when people used to buy subs and we were waiting for the purge to happen? We found out that YouTube put out an email saying if you purchase, and we were waiting to see all the numbers that were gonna drop. Remember?
And who
It
did
was
we
like a big
catch?
deal back then. People were obsessed with their like sub count.
Frost back then. Frost was our recruiter, man. Frost would be hitting up people for interviews, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And Mike would be like, "Well, we could talk about this. We could talk about that." Joe would be like, "Yo, I got fucking when he." Dude, that's still one of my favorite videos all time. Is when he gets Jeremy Ashton now
the
talking about
four
Chris
awesome guys
Firestone.
that were one of the first people to be having creators on.
I was literally fanboying out like when I was like and then when he left, me and Merc looked at each other, we're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, it was wild. But Merc was not Merc, Frost was all over that. He used to, it was him, who else? Nick
Giarusso?
No, Chris Giarusso. I mean, that
Chris
was
Giarusso.
but Nick.
Oh yeah, Chris Giarusso, yeah.
But Nick, I forget who was it. He was working on Legion of Monsters or something. And I remember showing up late at the
Filardi or
time.
something like that. Filardi.
Yeah.
And I think the guy that worked on Chris Pirate Girl.
That was
That's
Jeremy
Bastion.
That was the best one in my opinion.
I had, and then
Frost
when
lined
we
up
went to
about
All About
3,
Comics, I had a
5
few
or
comic
6.
creators on that as well. I just can't really remember who.
You still have those videos up? I know Chris Pirate Girl's still up.
We had what's that dude? We had that dude who did the black eyed kids or some shit like that.
4 kids walk into a bank or something like that. Tyler Boss and
Tyler Boss.
and Michael this guy Rosenberg.
Yeah,
Rosenberg. So we had him, and then a few months later, Rosenberg hit me up on Twitter and was like, "Hey man, I know you did a thing with Tyler Boss. Do you want to have me on?" And I was like, we kind of stopped that show.
Oh man, and that guy went on to do he was running Daredevil, he was doing the Kingpin book. He did a lot of books after that, man, like big Marvel books.
It was right when he did Kingpin is when he hit me up, was like, "Hey, I'll come on," and I was like, "Shit, man, damn it." But yeah, I mean, fuck. Joe Kelly.
that show. It was too bad the show ended because me and Frost had a falling out, and it probably. I'm gonna say it was probably my fault. I was getting a little too big for my britches.
All About Comics. When you had All About Comics,
I'm just gonna admit it. I'll admit it now. Who cares? Marriage is over. Everything's down. I live in a ditch. It's all good. I can admit it now. But with that said, Frost didn't make it easy on me, so it didn't work well. But it's all good now. But at the time, man, we had a good thing going. It was fun, man. It was a laugh. And like I said, Frost was definitely on the forefront of definitely getting all the guests and things like that and making shit happen. It was fun. I mean, I remember we used to put a little bit of effort into it. Like we would think about ideas and stuff. What would we talk about and shit. And
I'll be honest, 90% of the time it was we were flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, but because we were.
Yeah, but you know what? Everything that we did, all of us, is the blueprint that all these guys follow now.
100%. I mean, the one fuck. what's it? Fucking what's his name? The preacher guy. What's his name? The hell's his name? The dude from Hawaii too. What were those guys'
Oh,
names?
The Doom.
Yeah. Doom 143. Him and who was the other dude that was with them? What's his name?
Yeah. David Seeking Near Man. Alex, the Comic Quarter. It was 9.2 crew.
There you go. Their shit was like just like all of ours, and I mean they came in and then they hit the ground running. And
he said it though, but the Doom admit that he said that he said they try to emulate us.
But Doom was cool about it. But then there was other people who weren't. There was one guy.
The Doom came back too when Joker was running East Meets West. He came back for a while.
Yeah,
like during the pandemic.
Joker kind of took your thing and ran with it for a bit, like like with peace and love, like in a good way too. But like, he very much like adapted your style of doing things, and
I told him to do it.
And went off doing his own thing, which was cool because he was doing a little something different, but it was fresh. It was whatever. It was his style. I always liked, I think he's a cool guy, and I always liked him. I never had any issues with him. I remember I can still like Google mine now. Like one of the last things I did was actually was a Tony Sanders show, and then before that I hopped on was one of your chats, and we were just like goofing around, talking shit, talking comics. I mean, that's when it was fun though. It was good, man. It was like
the reason our channels didn't grow more is because we were naming the shows wrong. We were like, so for example, like we did 163 episodes of Chilling with the NY Warriors, but that's what we named it, Chilling with the NY Warriors episode 10. Like, instead of just naming it what the topic that was, the topic, what the topic we talked about, that's what we should have named each episode. Because if you look back, like I look back sometimes at some like a random episode, like I put on like episode 92, and at that time we were talking about the books for this movie or whatever, speculating on that. So if we would have named the episode that, and then and we also went down through all the new comic books that were coming out on that Wednesday. If we would have named the episode that, it would have got more search.
Yeah.
But we didn't do that. So it's like a whole bunch of videos with all that information, but nobody really knows what's on it because we didn't name it right.
Right.
Is Joe still here, or he bounced?
No, he bounced. Maybe his thing cut out. Who knows? He said he had to go. He had to crash soon anyway. But
oh, he said, "Yeah, my bad. My phone died, but I gotta go to bed anyways. Great hanging out with you guys. We have to do this again."
Man, yeah, it's fucking. I was like, man, Big's hopping in here. That's crazy, man. It's good, man. It's good to hear your voice. Good to talk to you, man. It's been a hot minute, bro. It's easy for me. It's been 5-6 years.
Yeah, because when I saw your comment the last time on the video, I've been meaning to like DM you and say what's up. I said I gotta say what's up to Paul, to Sean and Rick. I see you do your stuff still with the Rick be putting out content still. Yeah.
No, like I said, like when I saw you put up a video, I like, again, I don't really, if it's live, I'll check it out. But I don't really watch a lot of people's videos unless I know the person. Like I went to like Mercenot does live videos now, for example, like, which is weird, showing his face for years. I never saw that guy's face. Now he does live, and I chimed in, and he's like, "Oh, Gene, he was one of my first subscribers. I remember him," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, I was doing it for you. What are you talking about, man? What the fuck?" I was like, but it is what it is. Everybody's doing their own thing now, but like. It was a heyday, man. It was a heyday. We all had fun. It was good, and you can't miss it because it's still there, and it was something, and it was good. I'm
just selling now. I'm keeping all my like Batman books. I'm keeping my Silver Age Spider-Man keys. I'm keeping certain books, but a lot of the fluff, I'm getting rid of all that. It's too many. So my collection is huge. So I'm just piecing stuff out, getting rid of what I'm not gonna keep no more.
Yeah, Well,
Yeah.
when I got divorced, I mean, like, and then I had my auction. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going. Like, you know what I mean? I was in panic mode. So, like, I had so many books and things people traded me, gave me, did for me, and all this stuff. And I remember, again, it was TiVo was one of them, and everybody just shouted out. I remember my first auction, I had like 300, 400 people in my first auction. And all said and done, when I sold my collection, I did probably about 75,000 when I sold my entire collection. That's pre-COVID, so that was pretty good, man. You
Yeah,
know?
that's real good. I
Yeah.
remember you came on. We helped you sell a few things on our auction. I
Oh
remember when
yeah.
you started
Yeah.
uh, getting rid of everything, getting rid of books that you normally wouldn't have gotten rid of. You know.
Yeah. And a lot of people always ask me, like, and I've said this before to many people. People will always ask me, like, "Do you miss your comics? Do you miss your collection?" I'm like, "Oh, no. I mean, that was kind of the purpose of it. I enjoyed it. I filmed it. I shared it with other people. I talked about it with other people. It's not like I forgot all that stuff. Do I still have them? So no, I don't have the monetary and I don't have the physical thing anymore. So do I miss them in a way? But no, not really. I mean, I had to do what I had to do. You know, like I said, I was going out there like, and after what I sold, I gave my ex-wife, like, and bless her, like, I don't have no ill feelings towards her, but
Yeah.
I put something down on her mortgage, and I gave my daughter some money towards school, and I used the rest. I went on a vacation, and I took care of myself, and mentally wise, and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
it all made sense. Like I said, a lot of people I know, and I had seen it firsthand. There's a lot of people I know, they died with their collection. So I can at least say that I didn't do that. So
Yeah, no, well, my collection, I got statues and everything, and my kids all want them.
yeah,
Like my oldest daughter, that she got. I'm a grandfather now. She has
Oh, wow.
twins.
Congrats, man.
congrats,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah. She has twins. She wants my Crows premium format. My wife said if God forbid something happens to me, she's keeping all my Star Wars premium format, my Darth Vader and my Mandalorian. And my nephew wants my black, like everybody wants, so I'm not worried about that. It'll go throughout the family.
Yeah.
And then the comic books, my nephew is really into it. So he would help my wife get rid of them, sell them, for more money or whatever. My son, he'll take like I have a bunch of toys, and he'll take the toys, like So I'm not worried about where it's gonna go. It's already planned.
Yeah,
Not that I'm dying, but I just told them in the case this happens, do this and that. They already, and also I'm getting rid of what I could get rid of now. And
yeah,
but it doesn't matter. I get rid of. I still buy stuff. I'm all into the GI Joe classifieds. That toy line is amazing.
yeah. So what I've been doing lately with myself, before you go and before I go, I like
Yeah.
I've been doing my pressing, but I've been getting into a lot of cards lately. Like trading cards and shit like that. I'm doing that, but I've been focused on my trying to just get my name out there as far as like helping people with their collections. Like
What
organizing, brokering, selling if they need to, doing that kind of
kind of
shit.
cards? Like
Uh,
scorecards?
no, more like just trading cards, like sketch cards, things like that.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Like Marvel.
yeah, I just sold one. Matter of fact, it was like a sketch card of Venom, like $1,200. Like I said, like
Oh, nice.
there's money in cards right now, man. It's wild. Comics are on
Yeah.
a low right now. It's a good time to be a collector. Good time to be a buyer. Cards,
Yeah,
great time to be a seller.
yeah. The card game is crazy right now. Around cards, all around, like
Well,
sport cards,
just since
Pokemon.
they introduced it, like like they're going hard with it, man. So yeah, I mean, if you buy the box, like right now, I remember we put a 6 month waiting list for Topps Chrome, and we paid $350 for a box. That same box now, upon release, now if you go online, selling in auctions for over $1,000. It's wild, bro. This is
Did you get into the like Lorcana and all that?
the what?
Lorcana, like the Disney card game?
No, no. Is there money in that too?
Oof, yeah, hell yeah. And
Oh,
then
yeah?
the Star Wars one that came out, that Disney put out, the Star Wars card game,
Yeah, no, I
Rebellion. It's
no
the first
right.
time they ever done like a Magic the Gathering type game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I bought a few sealed packs, like not a little pack, but like boxes.
Mm,
You know, some of the boxes are going for unsealed for like $200, like a box of booster packs closed,
right.
going for like $200-300.
That's insane, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know until Josh had put us onto that.
Man, Biggs, I just want to say something before you go, man. Like,
Yeah,
you were not to get all sentimental and mushy and shit, but you know, you all when Rick knows this already because I shares this with Rick all the time. But you definitely were a super part of a very important time and a fun time in my life, man. When shit has been hard in the last few years, and I look back at that shit super fondly, man. I miss you and I miss y'all guys big time, man. I don't ever think about you guys. I fucking always hope you guys are doing well, and I think about you guys all the time, man. You nothing but love, man. You guys just were always good to me, and we always had fun, and I'll never not think the world of you, and I'll never not think the world of Manny and Jeff and Mark, and you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, man. I
just
appreciate
Yeah,
that. Thank you, man.
we had a lot of laughs back in those days.
Oh, well, yeah, big time.
yeah. But like I
Big
said,
time.
to say that to someone I've never met firsthand, genuinely, dude, love you. I miss you so much, and I'm just really glad I hear that you're doing better and doing well. I know you had a health
Yeah,
scare, but I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. Love to hear that you're grandpappy. I
yeah,
love
right.
that. It's all good, bro. But
Yeah, man. Love you guys too, man. And definitely, it's hard to get with the other guys at night because like Manny has a little kid still, so he doesn't do the late night stuff no more. Mike doesn't do the late night stuff no more neither, so it's hard to get them on a. It will be hard to get them on an off air at night, you know.
well, Rick had said to me there the other day. Rick said, "Go live tomorrow. Go live." He said, "Go live, see what happens." I said, "Okay, well, we'll do it."
People would
Like,
tune in,
if
man.
I go
People would
live
tune in. They'd be like, "Oh fuck, Gene Paul Ace Peters going live? What the
yeah,
fuck?"
see who shows up.
That's true. Yeah, he's right. I believe so. Yeah.
I tell him I said I'd probably lose 30 subscribers, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about I'd be curious who pops in. That'd be
I think
awesome.
a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Who knew I was gonna turn on the TV at 2 o'clock in the morning and
I
see
know.
you guys?
I
Man,
know.
I'm so glad you hopped in, man.
I looked at it. I was like, wait a minute. I said, look at this. I see Sean. I said, is that Frost?
I
can't
know.
even like.
It was one thing. Frost came in, and then you show up in the chat, and he pointed. I was like, "Oh, if Biggs comes in here now, this is old school, proper old school, man." Oh,
That's
it's
cool.
good, man. Like I said, I miss my buddy Joe. I miss you, man. I miss Rick. I don't get to talk to Rick enough as I do, but I'm getting there.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened since then. I live in Jersey now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I still work in New York though every day.
Mm,
But I live now in Jersey. Yeah, we bought our house. We bought it in Jersey. Manny lives in Jersey also.
nice.
Manny, yeah, they bought a house in he lives in northern Jersey though. I'm more like south. I'm close. I'm closer to the Staten Island section of Jersey. Like Staten. Like I could get Staten Island quicker than he can get to like Uptown. You know, the Bronx and Manhattan. Better because his wife works up there, so he had to move to that area. So I live about 40 minutes away from Manny, even though we're in Jersey. Yeah, it's about a 40-minute drive to him.
That's good, man. Like I said, I'm so glad that you came on, man. Like, cause like I said, you can't forget where you came from, and like that's the thing. Like I said to Rick before, like we all could just pick up where we left off, and it's great. Like I love that. That was the type of friendship that we all had together. We all got on so good together that we can just pick it up wherever we left off. And that I think that's a different vibe than what's kind of going on now, and that's fine. T Strong, they're doing their thing, so let them.
Yeah, I was me, Manny, and Mike were talking about doing coffee and comics again. on the weekend, like
always
Sunday
tried to
morning.
catch that Saturdays in the morning, but it was Saturdays, right?
Yeah, it was Saturday mornings we were doing it. Yeah,
I remember always trying to catch it Saturdays, but me being a fucking going out on a Friday night, fuck that. I wouldn't. I'd be done.
Yeah.
By the time of getting up, you'd be off. Fuck.
yeah. So we were thinking about doing it on Sundays in the morning, like we would do like 10 o'clock in the morning, not too early, like 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then we'll be off by like 11:30 because most people they start watching football at 12 o'clock. So
Yeah,
so
and
we figured
while I'm not collecting like I was, I'm still very much reading. I'm still very much in the.
yeah. So that's it. That's all that matters. As long as
I'm still,
we don't just talk about like what we bought. It's also a little bit of everything. We were watching anything like we're all watching Penguin right now. I don't know if you guys been
Oh,
watching
dude,
Penguin.
I
I've
heard
only
Penguin's
seen the
badass.
first episode. So dope. I
I heard
think it's
Penguin's
awesome.
badass, man.
Yeah, Penguin is
I'm
fucking
waiting till
great
it's
show.
done and then I'm gonna binge it.
Yeah, I heard.
You know
I
what's a
heard
good underrated show? The Superman, the Lois and Clark Superman on CW. That
Yeah,
is
I've not
fucking,
seen it. No.
you could that show is because it's not written by the CW guys. It's written by the HBO people.
See now, like I had stayed. The only superhero I would say this before you go. Like I said, the only thing
Mhm.
before I go, the only thing I had I would say comic book or superhero related show that I was watching. I mean, I was watching all kinds of stuff. Was like The Boys. That was it. And
Oh yeah, the boy.
The Boys is great. I mean, is it true to the comics at some points? Sure, but it's okay. It's good. Like, and
You know,
I went
go ahead,
back
go ahead.
since then and watched Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is a good show.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
A lot of people missed on that one.
It's so funny that because now the boys, the comic is run by Dynamite Entertainment, so they put out reprints of it, right? But I remember when Jeff Johnson on New York Warriors auction, he was like, "You guys got to read the boys," and this is when it came out from Wildstorm, the original, and he put up the first like 5 issues, and he started the bidding off at $10, and not one single person bid for that shit.
I remember, I want to tell you this one. I remember one night I hopped on your auction and I was selling a Marvel Age with Stan Lee on the cover. And at the time, it was going for maybe about 20, 25 bucks. The very
Yeah.
next day, Stan Lee dies. I was like, what the fuck? And that book started selling for like $100 or something.
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah.
Yo, we were just giving away stuff back then. Remember, we were selling Ultimate Fallout 4s for $10. Starting bid $10.
Young Avengers. I remember selling a set. I'll be on your live trying to sell a Young Avengers set, and at the time it had reached super. I remember the peak when it got high, but I remember trying to sell it. I think I ended up selling a full set of 12 issues of Young Avengers. I think I got 80 Canadian for it, so 66 American, something like that for it. But meanwhile, that book ended up blowing up at that point, like during COVID and all that stuff. COVID was wild for people. That was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a lot. I sold a lot of stuff during COVID. But I also bought 2 stuff that I shouldn't have bought during COVID.
Yeah. But Biggs, whenever you guys decide to go live, please don't hesitate. Like, hit me up.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Send you a link,
Send me a link, man. And if I'm free, I would love to come on and talk.
Yeah.
You and I have talked now, but I would love to talk to Maddie. I miss that motherfucker so much. Or Marky, same thing. I've tried to get Marky on the go, but he's always busy. I mean, and Marky.
Yeah, I try to get him on too. He's always busy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always at a concert or working or doing this movie, gone to Stonehenge or Stone Ridge or whatever it's called. I don't know.
He's been posting a lot on Instagram though, all the horror stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
this is his month.
He still tags me in posts of horror stuff a lot.
Yeah, this is his month, right? This is his shit.
Yeah, he should have posted a picture of the evil easel.
Matter of fact, I think it. Let me just correct it before you go. I was on Instagram. I'm part of this group chat, and he's in there. I think he did what is it? He had some auction. It was kind of a big deal, actually.
Oh, Whatnot. He does Whatnot auctions. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was some big deal kind of thing with some auction or whatever the fuck. But anyway, I was like, good for you, man. Like, whatever, do your thing, man. Because I remember of all the New York Warriors, he used to struggle the most selling his shit because a lot of his stuff was stuff that kind of came out that week, or whatever.
Yeah. It was.
Because the stuff that was of any value, he didn't have duplicates and he was after. So he wasn't about selling that shit at that time. So he was, selling stuff of doubles that he might have picked up and stuff. So
Yeah. And he didn't buy stuff to flip either.
no. No, I remember Manny was really the one who'd be like, I got this, let it go. I got this, let it go. I got this, let it go. He was a big seller. And then it'd be you. And then I remember Jeff would be kind of in there too. He'd have a double or something cool, but generally new stuff. And then Marky was all new. And then Mike with Joker, he was always picking up multiple copies of hot new books coming out and flipping that shit. So
yeah, I would. You know what? I would double up on key issues if I get deals on them. Or I would upgrade. Mostly me was upgrading my own collection. That's why it always seemed like I had a key to sell because I probably bought up another one a higher grade.
I don't know if you even remember this, but one of my favorite videos, you're in the, I don't know who's driving. It's a truck or a Suburban or something. You're in there. Silos is in back seat. You're in the passenger, and somebody's driving, or maybe you're driving. It might be Mark, Manny, you, and Silos. I don't know. It's one of my favorite videos. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's got to be me. I'm the only one that drove at that time.
Okay, all right. So you were driving. I think Manny was in the passenger, and Silos was in the back, and he was like, "Don't put me on camera, man." And you guys were just laughing to kill yourself. Like you would have swore you guys were like fucking super high. Like it was so funny. I don't know, man.
I remember that video. That's the one where he was showing his book where Todd McFarlane signed on Darth Vader's head.
Alex, yeah, and eventually he gave that to me, and he
got it over it, yeah.
Everyone to sign it, and he did it all live on the off-air hangout. So anybody who came in got to meet all these artists. It was wild. I mean, he had everyone on, and I remember towards the end of the day, he was about ready to call it quit. He said, "Oh shit, I never hit." He said, "You want me to go get Ramos' signature?" I said, "No, he'll just fuck it up." And he thought that was the funniest fucking thing. He's looking at Ramos, laughing at him. I was just like, "Dude, stop! You need to walk away. You got to walk away."
Yeah. All those shout outs that we got from like the Greg Nicotero from The Walking Dead, Frank Cho. Silos is the one that got all of those for us.
Oh, Silos is a legend, man. He was the friendly giant, man. I fucking missed that.
Yeah.
He was one of those people who never made videos, but was very much intricate in that whole.
He was involved, yeah.
When he could pop into the off airs, he'd be there, man. He was very much part of everything, man.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, yeah.
Out there, but yeah, hit me up with the link next time, bro. Like you
I will definitely.
And keep an eye out for me. I may go live some random day, and if I do, just let me know. Like I'll get you in, man.
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely. If I could get on, I would. I will. Yo, you guys have a good night, Rick. Thank you, man.
Peace out, man. It was good seeing you, man. It was good talking.
Yeah, you too, man. Definitely, man. Stay safe.
Yeah,
Sean, you stay safe, man.
All right, man. Miss you, bro.
Yeah, I miss you guys. Don't worry. We'll do this again.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys. Later.
Peace.
Later, man.
I haven't talked to Biggie in fucking years.
No, was that not a trip down fucking memory lane? That was wild.
Trippy, man. Trippy. It was crazy to have Biggie and Frost and you and me sitting here, and I just felt like that's crazy because you gotta remember that shit was 10 years ago, over 10 years ago when we were doing all that shit.
That was wild. No, yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed tonight. Now that made my night. This was great.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought I was just gonna come on and talk to you fuckhead, and get.
We gotta get fucking Jared, fucking
like Sammy. What?
We need to get Jared GDJ Rod on this bitch.
We'll do that.
Yeah, because I know he would probably hop on.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bounce off. There. It's 4:00, 10 after 4.
Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna
Smoke.
end the thing anyway because it's fucking
I don't
3
even know
o'clock.
if anybody's still in chat, but if anybody is, thanks for sticking around. I don't know who
Yeah,
was
it was
stuck
fun. It was a
around.
good one.
Well, yeah, we deviated off of it, but
Yeah, it was a good time. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and see you in the next one. So adios.